Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Onondaga War Memorial in Syracuse, New York for the 36th Annual New York State High School Wrestling Championships. Bob Koshinski along with Erie Knuutila. We're looking forward to another great finals. And Eric, bit of a surprise this year. We have Section 4 and Section 11 battling out for the team scoring, not what the experts had expected.
Right, they were picked to have Section 3 and Section 2 battling it out, and they're battling it out for third and fourth place. Section 4 is in command at the moment. Time will tell if they still win, which we think they will.
Now, we had 7 defending state champions returning this year. 6 of them have made it to the finals, led by the Mansueto twins trying to defend their titles.
Right, Rocco at 112 and Phillip at 119. Obviously, they're both up the weight classes from last year, and they're going to try to do the same thing they did last year.
So sit back, ladies and gentlemen. 3 hours of great high school wrestling. We'll be back with the 96-pound finals right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back to the Onondaga County War Memorial. Bob Koshinski with Erie Knuutila as we're getting ready for the New York State High School Wrestling Finals. Talking about the team scoring earlier, Eric, as we can see right up at the top, Section 4 with 207 points. Why don't you run down the teams?
Well, Section 4 is 207, like you said, Bob. Section 11 they caught up a little bit, but not very much at 196.5. Section 2 is still hanging right in there at 190.5. And Section 7 went ahead of Section 3 that round. Section 3 was in fourth place. I'm sorry, Section 8, that's 188, and followed by Section 3.
And now we're taking a look at the 96-pounders, and there on your screen is Steve Sebastopoli. He's from Lindenhurst High School. He's only a sophomore. His opponent, Joel Walsh, a Section 4 wrestler. He's from Ithaca High School. And right off the bat, we'll see the little guys going at it. And Section 4 will be represented against Section 11. So there'll be some team scoring come to play right off the bat.
Right off the bat, yes. And we're underway. Ithaca has 2 in the finals. Oh, nice quick takedown by Walsh.
He wasted no time in that one.
You see with the weight class change this year, Bob, you see we have a sophomore here and a junior, where in the past it's been the 11th, 7th, and 8th graders, and so on, 9th graders. Now they're the weight change at 96. You're not going to see so many young kids getting in here, I think. Even though there's a lot of them wrestling now at those weight classes. When you get to the stage, you're going to see a little bit older kid.
We're underway here in the first period. It is the 36th Annual New York State High School Wrestling Championships. Held once again here at the Onondaga in Syracuse in the center of the state. Capacity crowd here at the Onondaga War Memorial, and great to be back once again.
Doesn't look like there's too many empty seats in the building today. That's great.
No, they've had great attendance throughout the 2 days of the tournament as we get down to the 1 minute mark of the first period.
I tell you, Walsh here is just going right after it. He's just not going to let him breathe at all. He's going to try to take it right to him right early and see if he can score some leading points and hopefully hang on at the end and do it. The official at the 96-pound weight class right now is Jack Fioravanti. His assistant is Bill Duran. Warning stalling bottom man. I don't think he was necessarily stalling so much, which he was. It's the idea that he wasn't quite ready for that initial burst. And Walsh goes right out, gets right at him, and goes right away. He's just going to dominate from beginning to end, it looks like here. Walsh had a very close semi-match against Troy 40. He won that match 9-8. Where Steve Sebastopoli, I hope I pronounced that right, he had a little bit easier time of it, getting to the finals with a 7-1 match.
Just 18 seconds remaining, still a 2-0 score. Walsh on top.
And it looks like we're going to close out this period with 10 seconds to go. The score is going to be 2-0 in favor of Walsh. He's still wrestling hard. He says, I don't know about that one. The kid is trying to. Oh, I see. The top man is really trying to work over hard, and the bottom man just haven't got any breathing room. Score ended up to be 3-0 with that warning stall. The second warning obviously cost him 1 point.
So Walsh leads it by 3-0 count.
And Red had the choice, and Red chose to go neutral in the second period. Again, he can go neutral, he can choose top, he can choose bottom, or they can defer to their opponent.
Well, this time Sebastopoli shoots in on the leg. He wasn't going to let Walsh surprise him right off the whistle.
Right, he wants to get back in this game as quick as he can. You're not in the state finals because you're not going to have an easy time of it along the way. So therefore he says, I'm going to go after him. And so now the second period looked like it might be a little different than the first period. I think it was a very wise decision to shoot right away. There's a scoop of the ankle, No, Welch still has control of that leg.
No points awarded yet.
And Welch looks low. Geez, I thought he was going to get taken down, and Welch is going to end up with a takedown maybe.
Still no points given yet with 1:15 to go here in the period.
It's just a reverse situation of what they were a second ago, where Sebastopoli has a hold of Welch's leg, and the second goes the other way around.
Now Fioravanti calls a stalemate. No points awarded. The score still remains 3-0 in favor of Joe Walsh from Ithaca High School.
Sebastopoli shot in again, and I think that was a very smart decision on his part. He needs to score. If he can score and stop this momentum that Welch has developed, then he might have a shot at winning the state title.
Well, he's in there again, but Walsh very strong. Just fighting him off.
He's a goer. He's a fighter. You know, he's a junior. He's been around for a while. You don't get 78 wins by just sitting back on your heels.
We're down to the last 30 seconds of the second period.
I think we're going to go stalemate here pretty quick if we don't get another action.
Yeah. And he called it.
With 23 seconds to go in the period. Score still in favor of Welch, 3-0.
Joe Walsh, coached by Joel Lamson and Chris Rugg. Sebastopoli with Joe Russo and Ron Friel in Tony Melosi in his corner.
And we're going to come down to the close here, I think. 5 seconds to go. Well, I said that last time, another point game up, but I think it's going to end here, yes. 3-0 in favor of Joe Welch of Section 4, Ithaca High School.
And Walsh asking for some injury time. He wants to have his knee looked at.
He has a little, looks like he had a little cut on there that he just needs to get it wrapped up, taken care of.
Walsh was a gold medal winner in the 1997 Empire State Games. He's an honor roll student. And Sebastopoli is a two-time league and section champ. He has 7 tournament championships in 1998. He is also an honor student, 94 average. You know, I had an earlier chance to do the NCAA All-Star match at the University of Buffalo.
Oh, they were great.
And we were very impressed. Yes, they were some great matches. We were very impressed with the academics of many of those wrestlers. And Bruce Baumgartner talked about how many wrestlers do excel in academics because just the personality and the amount of dedication that goes into wrestling, usually that carries over right into the academics for many of these young men.
Right, after they get through their freshman year in college, usually the student's going to change for the positive. He gets very dedicated, disciplined for the sport of wrestling. It's going to make him disciplined in all of the aspects of his life. Of course, I'm being a wrestling coach, I'm a little biased in my opinion, but you'll see that a student, as they progress along in the sport, sports in general do that, not just wrestling itself, but a lot of sports do it also. It's the dedication to the sport makes it dedicated to whatever you're doing in life.
Okay, they've taped up Joe Walsh's knee. He'll be on top. Sebastopoli will be in the bottom. This is the final period. Sebastopoli's got to go. He's down by 3-0 count, and he's starting to come out.
This is a big move right here. He could cradle him and put him in trouble. Welch is in, nope, okay, he's got the wrong leg now, so he's all right. Okay, when he had that half Nelson on the head and control of the left leg, he could have been in trouble right there. Welch is still on top, still in control.
And we've got another stalemate. Well, I'll tell you, Sebastopoli has come close several times, but Joel Walsh has been able to fight him off and maintain that 3-point advantage.
Well, I think the young man says, I'm going to be a state champ, and he goes out right after him, and he hasn't changed his mind for 3 periods. Obviously, the old saying go, you can't win unless you score a point to get things going, but I don't think Walsh wants him to score a point.
1:16 to go here. We've got another warning. This one on red, so both wrestlers have been warned once.
Well,
excuse me. Walsh has been warned once. Sebastopoli's been warned twice.
Right. I was going to say, both of them were warned very quickly for inactivity, and the referee just letting them both know your job's out here. Wrestle all the way through it. I'm going to call one exactly the same as I'm going to call the other.
Well, just 1 minute remaining in the match. This is the 96-pound championship match, and Sebastopoli trying to come out the back end.
He's still got that bottom knee again. There he's got the reverso.
And now he's got the 2, so we've got a 1-point match, 3-2. He lets him go. It's now 4-2. And with 46 seconds to go, Sebastopoli will need a takedown to tie this one up.
That was a very smart move by Steve Sebastopoli because he knew he couldn't turn him in that one period. Welch escaped him right away, so therefore, why waste time trying to turn him? Let him go quickly and use the whole remaining 40 seconds to try to get those last 2 points to tie it up. Oh, Welch has got him tight in control here. 2 takedown. There's going to be a lot of back points. If Welch is very smart, he's just going to sit, watch the clock run down, and become a state champ. No, he unlocked his hands right there, and that's going to give Sebastopol a chance to get out and keep the match going. There's only 13 seconds to go, 3 back points, and now the match is finished.
So that 5-point move clinched it. The 1998 96-pound champion will be Joel Walsh from Ithaca High School. He comes out the winner over Steve Sebastopoli. And we have crowned our first 1998 champion, as you see on your screen. We'll be back with action at the 103-pound weight class right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back to the Onondaga War Memorial. It is Bob Koshinski with Erie Knuutila. We're looking at action 103-pound. It is Brandon Corella, Whitney Point High School, Section 4, taking on Gerald Lemongelli of Section 8, Massapequa High School, as we start action at the 103-pound weight class, Eric.
Section 4 is back-to-back competitors here. That's why they're in first place. And we didn't quite see the action on the whistle we saw in the last match. They're both going to feel each other out a little bit and then get on with it. Here we have 103 pounds. Both of them are seniors. And Brandon's in deep on a double, and he's going to get the takedown, I think. Yes, he is. Puts the legs right in.
Nice contingency here from Section 4, which is the Ithaca-Binghamton area. So
they're not very far away from Syracuse,
not.
So it's easy for the fans to get up here.
And they're called out of bounds. Gene Tracy, the attending referee. Dan DeSimone is his mat assistant. Going into the finals, Lemongelli from Massapequa High School. Massapequa was leading in the individual team scoring.
And here a case where I never heard the scores announced like that before. This is the first time here at the state tournament they announced the individual scores of the individual schools. That's 1 point escape. Now the score is 2-1.
Brandon Corella.
Corella's right back into the single again. Right back into that attack. If you don't give a chance a man to breathe, he's not going to be able to beat you very easily. So if you keep attacking, you can score. It's going to be difficult for an opponent to beat you.
And there's 2 more points, and Brandon Corella is up by 4-1 count with 35 seconds to go here in the first period of the 103-pound title match.
Sometimes I wish we had a double camera on the match so you can see the coaches there. We see the coaches for the Section 8 young man over the corner. We saw for a second. Sometimes it's more fun to watch the coaches in the corner.
Gary Mims in the corner for Lemongelli and Bill McNeil for Corella.
Bill McNeil and Dick Ballard, I know them both. In fact, Dick Ballard a year ago last summer went to Sweden with him on a trip.
So that's the end of the first period, and Brandon Corella of Whitney Point High School leads Gerald Lemongelli by a 4-1 count.
You see the good wrestlers, they'll take him down, let him go, and take him back down again and get that 3 points instead of a 2-point lead and ride him out. That way the referee's not calling for stalling either. Green had his choice, and Green chose also in the neutral position. As we saw in the last match, he chose a neutral position. Just to redo the headgear one time, and they're ready to go. Here we go in the second period. It scores 4-1. See, Lemongelli is trying to pick up his activity because he knows if he doesn't, Corella's going to shoot and take him down again. So he's trying to make his own attack. That was a defensive shot by Corella because he knew he was going to the edge of the mat. They want the referee to start warning him for stalling. And the way he's starting to suck in those hips and thighs, he looks like he might even get something here. I like this young man's determination here from Whitney Point. He just keeps coming and coming and coming.
Now they're going to call stalemate, start them all over in the middle of the mat with 1:27 to go here in the second period. It's a nice shot of Corella. 30-2 on the season, 91-28 career-wise. He's a senior.
Oh, he got the knee down. He's in control here.
There's 2 points takedown for Lemongelli.
Nope, okay. We thought he might have get back points there, but he didn't get it. And that makes the score 4-3 with Corella down and Lemongelli on top.
57 seconds to go here in the second period. Very close to an escape there for Corella. But they go out of bounds, and they'll start him back in the middle. Lemongelli with some life here now. He's only down by a 4-3 count. Almost got some back points off that takedown.
Almost,
but
that was close. Again, the people are watching at home, the young man, you got to realize just because you can take it down, you don't need to stop wrestling. And there's a case where it should have been more points, but Corella was not going to give him any back points whatsoever. They're going to go back out of bounds again here. Lemongelli's going to push him out, even though Corella was almost out.
And while we got this brief second here, I want to congratulate Norm Thomas, honored before tonight's matches as a longtime official, coming from Section 6.
Long-time official. It's very well deserved.
.36 seconds to go here in the second period. 4-3 is the score.
I think Lemongelli's just going to be very happy to come out of this 4-3, losing in the second period down by 1. That's why he's just trying to force him down. When he gets to the edge, he's going to push him right back out of bounds again. You see him pushing. Out of bounds they go. He's going to go back to the center. I think he's going to wait to the third period before he makes any move. He doesn't want to let him go. If he lets him go, there's 5-3, and he might not take him down at the end. So he just wants to ride him out here, finish the period out down by 1 point, and let the third period take its course. Takes
20 seconds.
Takes a long time to get set, this Section 8 young man does. I like how he does that. Maybe a little too long, but he tries to get his mind together to finish out the match. Coming down to 10 seconds, and looks like that's how the period's going to end. Oh, geez, I don't think so. I think the guy in green is stalling the one on top.
Well, we've got a call, warning stalling on Corella.
I think
that's going to do it in the second period.
I think Corella was working his tail off there, trying to get his head up. And Lemongelli, all he was doing was pushing his head down there. But both of them, neither one of them was really very active.
Now the official, Gene Tracy, talking to
I think he
Corella.
just told him he got a warrant for stalling. He wanted to make sure you understood it. Go to the third period, that way there's no doubt. Sometimes you could, if you have a stalling to play with, you give it, and he just wanted to make sure he knew he had it. As they say, the takedown here is going to win it. That's basically how it works. So Corella got in his belly. That's not a good position. There he is. He worked back up again. Just wants to take that knee. He wants to pull it underneath and get Lemongelli's hips down. Lemongelli's going to work his way out of this one, it looks like. How long are we going to let this run before we go to a stalemate? Good call by the official. Can't let her run too much. Third period. Just let the clock run down. That's not good.
1:24 to go here in the match. 4-3 count, and now Gerald Lemongelli has asked for injury time.
I'm not sure if he's hurt over there or he just needs more time to get his head together. He's a kid that's he's a senior and he knows what the world's about. He's going to try to get his act together here a little bit mentally. I think that's what it is. I don't think he has a bad back. And as a referee, you can't do a thing about it either, because the young man might very well be hurt, he might not. And this lets it doesn't take very long. It's just time to take a deep breath and get himself back at it again. The score is 4-3. I think it looked like Lemongelli just trying to force in there to get a stalling call. That's a good shot by Corella. That got the stalling call off the back. Can't lock those feet. Can't lock those feet. Figure forward to head, it's 1 point. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. As soon as they cross,
And now we've got Gary Mims.
What they're saying is that he can figure for the head as long as the arm is in there.
And Bill McNeil upset the coach for Corella because during that discussion with the official, Lemongelli went over, took a drink of water.
That was the job of the assistant official to make sure things like that didn't happen. This is the match right here, folks. He gets this takedown, the match is over with.
There's 2 points takedown for Brandon Corella. 49 seconds to go here. It's a 7-3 score now. The senior from Whitney Point High School, he's on top.
If we saw like the first period, Lemongelli couldn't even get up off the mat.
And now they're warning Limongelli for stalling on the bottom, though I don't know what else he can do at this
got
point.
double legs in there. Trouble is the head down on the mat makes the key. If you can still wrestle with your head up, the referee's not going to get on you as bad. It's the key. When you put your head down, they're going to call somebody.
Well, when you have a wrestler on top arching into you with the legs, it's very tough to get your head up.
You can't get up. No, you can't get up.
The spine just doesn't work that way.
But that's how they work it. That's how the game you play. Now we're inside 10 seconds, 7-3. This is where we got the Whitney Point coaches in the corner. I want to watch the clock run down. Dick Ballard's going crazy along with Bill McNeil. Yeah, look at Bill McNeil. Looks like he had a heart attack over there.
Wow, the thrill of victory is Brandon Corella from Whitney Point High School wins this one by a 7-3 score over Gerald Limongelli. Brandon Corella, the 1998 champ at the 103-pound weight class, and he is over there with some happy coaches, Bill McNeil and Dick Ballard. Hey, we'll be back with more exciting high school wrestling action right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back. Onondaga War Memorial. We're up to the 112-pound weight class, and for Section 5, we have Corey Holland from Hornell High School taking on Rocco Mansueto of Middletown, defending state champ at the 96-pound weight class. One of two twin brothers,
Rocco and Philip.
And this has been one of the big stories of the 98 tournament, as we had twins last year claiming state titles, and coming out this year to defend those titles, moving up. Rocco here moving up to the 112-pound weight class. His brother Philip we'll see next at the 19-pound weight class.
It's very hard to remember two twins winning the state title that often anyway. In other words, never mind if they have a chance to win back-to-back titles. At least they're back-to-back finalists. We know that already.
There's been plenty of brother tandems that have won state championships. But to have twins and to do it in the same year, because one of the twins obviously has to go up a weight class.
Right.
And Corey Holland is 44-0. He's had 14 pins. He took 5th at the Empire State Games in freestyle '97.
Where Rocco was a silver medalist in the Empire State Games in '97. He was also a member of the junior national team, where he's a junior All-American. You've seen in every weight class so far that I'm not sure about every single competitor, but every one of them has had summer freestyle wrestling.
Dave Warren, the official, and he's being assisted by Emerson Bauer. 1 minute to go here in the first period. No score yet. The Mansueto brothers interested in going to either University at Buffalo or Hofstra. I'm sure Coach Jim Beekner at UB would be happy to see the twins.
Happy to see him, yes. It's interesting what Brother Philip said. He says, we are a package deal. Where one goes, both of us go. So, warning red, Corin Howland. It's been called for stalling.
Certainly save money on recruiting trips to see them both together in the same living room.
Yes. When you take mom and dad out to dinner with him, you don't have to do 2 sets of parents either. And we're inside 25 seconds, still 0-0 the score.
You think Coach Beekner would turn in 2 expense reports?
I'm not gonna, Jim's a friend of mine. I'm not going to
I'm sure he would.
I don't want to get him in trouble.
You never know when Nelson Townsend's watching. We've got an injury time here as Coach Matt Sheldon in the corner over there with his assistant attending to Corey Holland.
Now they have 2 rules in high school. One is the injury rule and the other one is the blood rule. We went over the blood rule in the past. Anytime there's any open wounds at all, they'll stop, clean it up, and send them back out on the mat again. And that's what's happening here. I saw that Corey Holland came out. He had a couple Band-Aids on his face. It's been a long competition, long ways to get here from their sectional championships. You can see that the nose is bleeding there a little bit still yet with the Band-Aid. And it's going to be, they're going to stop a couple more times. We can see that.
Just 12 seconds to go here in the first period. Still no score.
You can obviously see Mansueto's doing most of the activity here, most of the setting up. If this continues on in the second and third period, there's going to be some stalling calls against Holland unless he picks it up.
No score at the end of the first. We'll have a flip of the coin. And Rocco has chosen to be in the bottom position as we take a look at Corey Holland. And as I said, Rocco Mansueto, the 96-pound champion in 1997, and it's quite a jump to the 112-pound weight class.
Well, I think as we go along, we're going to find a lot of that with the new skin fold test that the high schools did this year. You're going to find a lot of young men are up higher than they would normally want to be, and in a lot of ways that is a very good decision, just as long as they can stabilize that and make it fair for all. It's a great move. There we go. We finally got a score on the scoreboard. Rocco Mansueto is 1-0 for an escape.
Well, the Mansueto brothers said they've worked out harder than ever this year. They work out 365 days a year because they know to defend their title, it's that much harder. And of course, going up the weight classes, you're dealing with athletes with more strength, more size than in the lower weight classes. So there's a need for that. Right, 1-0 to score.
Just a little harder to get around when the guy's a little bigger and stronger.
Mansueto, the senior, Corey Holland, the junior from Hornell High School. And now we've had another stalling called on Holland.
Second stalling call, so now the score is 2-0. And it's not necessarily that Mansueto is shooting takedowns. He just has more activity. His head's coming into him, pushing, shoving, chopping, up and down, moving. And when he does get an opening, he takes a shot. It's not maybe a real deep one and a hard one, but he's always right at him, right at him, right at him. And the referees like to see that. So therefore, Holland got called again. Not necessarily because he is over-stalling. It's just that Mansueto's doing more activity. Now he's playing the edge a little bit. That saved him a little bit. Made that little half shot out of bounds. There's
Corey Holland's having some problem with that Band-Aid on his nose. They're going to have to attend to that again.
Once it falls off, it's very difficult to get it to stay in the right place as it goes along.
Especially on the bridge of the nose where there's so much contact. There we see Rocco with his coach Paul Cummings.
And Mike Anderchuk, he's the junior college All-American a few years ago for Alfred State College. Now we switch over to Corey Holland's corner. And all they do is put a Band-Aid on it because with the perspiration, it's going to fall back off again. I like what they did there. They cut half of it down the middle so that you'd still be able to see.
Yeah, he was complaining about it obscuring his vision.
If they were smart, they'd make another one right now because you know it's going to fall off, the nose especially. We're inside 25 seconds with the score still remaining 2-0 in front of Rocco Mansueto. That was a nice shot by Holland there. Mansueto just dragged him out of bounds. Let's go back to the middle again. Referees like that too. Mansueto's right on the line, right back at it again, and Holland kind of wandered in a little bit. In a close match, you got to get back to that line. Let the referee know you want to win this. Inside 10 seconds. And looks like the score is going to end up 2-0 going to the third period, which will probably put Corey Holland down on the mat for the first time. He probably choose down. No, back to the Band-Aid again. The corner. And again, if my memory is correct, I think blood time is 2 minutes, 5 minutes long. Injury time is the 2 minutes. I have to get that reversed there. Sorry, the college rules and high school rules. College, there's no blood time. If you got bleeding, the referee goes over, and his determination is after a long period of time, if he can stop the match or not, he will. Otherwise, there's no time period. Where in high school, they have 2 times, one for injury, which is 2 inches long, and the 5-minute blood time. They're going to go without the Band-Aid this time on the nose, which is probably a smart decision.
As long as the bleeding doesn't start up again, in which case they'll have to stop the match.
Need to get some of that salve that the boxers use to help stop the bleeding.
That's one thing wrestlers don't have are cut men in the corner.
Yeah.
You don't have that type of facial injuries.
Well, let's hope we never need them.
And we're underway, third period. Rocco Mansueto on top. He leads this one by 2-0 score. Now it's 2-1 with an escape there by Corey Holland.
Well, he wasn't too worried about letting him escape because he knows he's dominating the activity on the feet. He won't allow Corey Holland to get his shot set up to make it shoot deep and hard. He just kind of keeps moving him. He keeps making that nice half circle shot like he just did, and it keeps Corey Holland on the defense. He just can't get settled to make that shot.
Well, they go out of bounds. You know, Rocco had a tough bout in the semis, and his brother Philip was watching, and he's getting warmed up, ready to go, and you have to wonder how much it affects him getting ready mentally for his match, watching his brother having a tough match out there.
Well, if he loses, it affects him. If he wins, it pumps him up even more. He starts jumping up and down, getting excited, and the bounce starts going. He's ready to go. But if you lose, you don't want to watch your brother wrestle.
Right.
So it's important for his brother to do very well for Philip can do well.
Well, 1:03 to go in the match. It's a 2-1 score. Corey Holland trying to knock off a defending state champion in Rocco Mansueto, who's looking to make it 2 in a row. And now we had another stalling called on Corey Holland, so that makes the score now 3-1. The crowd doesn't like that call.
I'm not definitely in favor of it myself. It's not that Corey Holland is stalling. This Mansueto is just making him look bad. That's all he's doing. You see, he can't catch up to him. Then when he does catch up to him, Mansueto takes a shot. And right there is Holland's problem. He can't circle out of bounds. He's going to have to pick up the activity to get going. He's going to have to do that. 30 seconds, he's got to extend himself. This match has to end up 5-1 or a takedown for Holland, one or the other. It's not going to end up 3-1 if Holland does it right. He's got to extend himself. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's do or die now.
Right.
25 seconds to go.
He's going to have to just dive in there, do something, instead of stalling this out. Basically, he's just stalling this out. He can't get his style going, and he's allowing it to happen. He's backing up, drawing out of bounds, drawing out of bounds, drawing out of bounds.
And now we got a call warning stalling against Mansueto.
No, he didn't award the point though. He just
just a warning.
His hands should have been opened up in the air.
But that's going to do it. And it's Rocco Mansueto winning his second New York State title, defeating Corey Holland by a 3-1 score.
Unfortunately, the crowd is booing there a little bit only because of the stalling call, not because he didn't deserve to win.
So Rocco Mansueto wins it at 112, setting the stage for his brother Philip. And we'll see that match in just a second right here on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back to the Onondaga War Memorial. We're up to the 119-pound weight class. Bob Koshinski joined by Erie Knuutila once again as we bring you the New York State Finals. And now we take a look at Section 4's Brandon Lehman taking on Phil Mansueto from Section 9. If you just joined us just a few minutes ago, we watched the 112-pound weight class in which Rocco Mansueto won his second straight New York State championship, and now his brother Philip, as we see right there, up a weight class. He won it last year at the 103-pound weight class. He'll be taking on Brandon Lehman right there from Ithaca High School.
Who was an ex-state champ of his own right in 1996, and he was a runner-up last year in 97. So both of them have been here before, and they know what's going on. Brendan Lehman just went right after Mansueto. These Section 4 kids, every one of them so far has been after him. Maybe that's why they're leading the tournament.
And they go out of bounds. We have Bill Stark and Mark Jones as our officials.
I've known Bill Stark for years. He's an excellent freestyle Greco-Roman official. He's our New York State USA head referee. Goes to the national. 2 takedown, Brandon Lehman, Ithaca High School. It's the second Ithaca High School wrestler in the finals.
And he throws those legs in, and now he's riding Mansueto. They'll go out of bounds with 1:27 to go. Certainly Lehman, as you said, no stranger to this final match, as he won the state championships at 105 in 1996. At last year's bout, he was the finalist at the 112-pound weight class. However, he came in second. And so he's back for a third time in the finals.
So the finals no stranger to either one of them. Brandon Lehman's got those legs in. He's tough with them. And Mansueto is working hard trying to get out, but now the legs are out, now he moves.
Right on the edge of the mat, 55 seconds to go.
It's funny how the winner wants to stay there for a while and the loser wants to get out of bounds. Mansueto needs to roll to his right and just get out of bounds.
Mansueto working on maybe 2, possibly 1.
It's going to be close here. It's going to be close. His foot's on the line, out of bounds.
1 point.
1 point, yes. That was a good call because he did separate. Lehman did lose control. Mansueto was trying to dominate control. There was no more action, therefore it was 1 point escape.
And what's impressive here is Philip Mansueto, twin brother of Rocco. Rocco just won it at the 112-pound weight class. They are identical twins. And Philip's wrestling up a weight class, so he's taking on bigger athletes.
I imagine he's probably like, I assume, his toes are on the line. His toes are on the line. That was a good call. That was almost 2. Toes are on the line there. There we see the replay. If you just watch his left foot, as we're going back to action, watch his left foot right. Oh, man, I'm not sure. That could have been real close in there. That's a close one. That's usually what happens, too. If you back up at all after a close call, you're going to get warned for stalling. That's what happened there.
Mansueto just warned for stalling with no time left here in the period. His little flurry just before the buzzer.
It means nothing. One guy hears the buzzer and relaxes, and the other one doesn't hear, and he keeps going.
Brandon Lehman there on your screen is coach Joel Lamson. He is a junior at Ithaca High School. Very impressive. He is a junior. This is his 3rd trip to the state finals.
And my memory tells me that he has a freshman back there that he lost to the state champion in the sectional finals back in 1995. I still
well,
say
as a freshman, he would have had to have won in '96.
Maybe he was an 8th grader. And I can remember something.
You're a phys ed teacher. I understand that. So that would have been 2 years ago.
The only reason why I do know something like, I could be wrong there, but
possibly as an 8th grader.
That's what I meant, as an 8th grader, yes. I graduated from Ithaca High School, so therefore I have a little bit more ties. So you remember those little trivia things years ago. And it's 1 point escape for Brandon Lehman. I could be mistaken.
It was an actual high school. It wasn't like a one-room schoolhouse.
It's a big high school.
Okay.
Watch it.
Just checking.
It's a big high school.
3-1 score here. Brandon Lehman looking for the win, and a win that some may consider an upset because so much publicity put on the Mansueto brothers.
Well, I wouldn't really call either one of them as a favorite here, just for the simple reason that both of them are excellent, excellent people. Now there's no 2 there because he has a switch and he's switching, no 2. That's a good call. That's a good call. The out-of-bound rule is when you go to your hip and you're out of bounds and the other guy is not defending himself at all, it's 2 takedown.
Well,
he was definitely doing a move there.
Bill Stark looked over to his assistant, Mark Jones, and Mark gave him the nod like good call. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the way they're supposed to work together. Little signs of their eyes or hand signals. Supposed to help each other out. That's why they're both out there. We saw some side officials come over.
Well, there's another warning and a point now awarded to Lehman for stalling against Mansueto. It's now a 4-1 score.
Well, what Mansueto's doing is every time he blows the whistle, they circle around and he works over to the edge of the mat. And every time he works over the edge of the mat, the official, Mr. Stark, says, we don't like that. You're posting off with your arm, you're stalling, and you're forcing your way to the edge of the mat, and therefore we're going to call you for stalling. And that makes the score 4-1. And Lehman's very good. He needs to come right out there and keep on going. You don't make the referee look bad. The referee just warned the other kid for stalling. You got to let everybody know that he made the right call, and he comes out and he starts to shoot his takedowns right away. 20 seconds to go in the 2nd period. Mansueto's going to need to pick the pace up here a little bit if he's going to get back in this game.
It's been very difficult for him to solve Lehman.
Right, very similar to the last match where Rocco, Philip's brother, just kept on getting right into his face, in his face. Well, that's the right call. He backed off a couple steps, and that's what he did to Mansueto, so the referee shows that he was going to be consistent all the way through it. Don't back off.
Well, starting off the 3rd period now, Mansueto will take the bottom position. He has a career record of 146 wins, 14 losses. Lehman with 180 career wins and 11 losses. Both these 2 young men have certainly been around the block a couple times, and it's going to be up to Philip Mansueto to come up with some offense here off the bottom to get back in this match. And there's 1 point escape. Lehman just let him go, so they'll be back on their feet.
That's where he feels comfortable. He feels comfortable up there. He doesn't want to get caught in any type of roll. It's going to be a 5-point move along that line. He's dominated for 2 periods, making Mansueto back off, get 2 warning stalls against him.
Mansueto trying for the headlock right at the out of bounds, but
well, that's what you call the desperation. That's not his thing, but he had to do something. Brandon Lehman's in his face, and he had to do something to change the activity. It's a good time to change it when you're right on the edge right there. Here's the replay. Boom, nice headlock. He just didn't quite get him. That was a nice job. That was nice and solid. He had to change his activity to see if he can make this match change his way. And he's one takedown away from making it his match again. .120 left in the period. Score is 4-2 in favor of Brandon Lehman. Now they're both kind of settling down a little bit, trying to set up for those last shots. Lehman's happy to be in where he is. He doesn't want to get called for stalling again, though. Got to be 4-3. Then if he gets taken down, he loses. He's got to keep the pace going, keep the pace going, keep the pace going. That helped him not get stalled, calling stall there, but he's going to get called if he's not careful.
Well, just 50 seconds to go in the match. 4-2 score. Brandon Lehman from Ithaca leading Philip Mansueto of Middletown.
45 seconds to go. Mansueto needs to make an offensive charge here. Lehman's head down and just pushing and pushing. He's not doing it. He's got 2 underhooks and pushing. He really probably doesn't care if he gets called for stalling. But that 2 cheap takedown will hurt him in the end.
20 seconds to go here. Philip Mansueto trying to come up with 2 points. Lehman fending off here with just 15 seconds. Now Mansueto.
Oh, it's going to be out of bounds. Yeah, it's going to be out of bounds.
Well, just 12 seconds. Philip Mansueto is going to have to do or die right here because this is going to be it. Now we've got injury time here. Nope, Lehman waves it off. Says, let me fix my headgear. I'll be right back in here.
Just wanted a second to get his head clear the last 12 seconds. It's done.
Just 5 seconds.
And this match is over.
So it is Brandon Lehman, his 3rd trip to the finals, his 2nd state championship. He knocks off Philip Mansueto to end the dream of the Twins. He is the 1998 champion at the 119-pound weight class. And Section 4 with another champ. We'll be back. More exciting high school wrestling right here on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back. The Onondaga County War Memorial. Bob Koshinski, Erie Knuutila. We're up to the 125-pound weight class. It is Bill Morello of Lockport High School, Section 6, just a sophomore, taking on Mike Messina, junior from Hepagua High School. I guess that is from Section 11.
I apologize, Bob. You looked at me and I couldn't help you there very well.
I hope I got it right. Hepagua High School. Bill Morello, a surprise for Section 6. Somewhat of a disappointing tournament for the Western New York schools, but Morello, just a sophomore, making it all the way to the finals, and he had a pretty comfortable ride doing it. And he's going against a top young man who was a state freestyle champ at the 132-pound weight class over the summer. Both very similar build, stocky and very muscular, and should be interesting.
Well, being from Section 6 myself, I've seen Morello wrestle quite a few times. I think this is the first guy he's wrestled eyeball to eyeball. Usually he is shorter than his opponents. So this might change his style a little bit. Yes, Morello in the semis had an easy time of it, 11-4, but it wasn't that easy, 12-4, but it wasn't that easy. The match was close. He had 2 5-point moves at the end that really makes the score look like he dominated. But it was a hard-fought decision getting there, where Messina had an 8-6 win. He had to fight all the way through it.
And for those who followed Morello during the season, he had a lot of close and narrow victories in the finals of many tournaments. So maybe that's why I was surprised that he dominated many of his matches here at the state level.
Also following him quite often, he was up a weight class also because he wanted better competition. Therefore, the bigger guy gave him a little bit more trouble. He was outstanding. I mean, he was the MVP in 2 different tournaments, though, as he going along, and he won 7 tournaments this year. The only match he did lose was up at 135 in a dual meet with North Tonawanda, where he lost to Dan Holly, who finished 3rd here.
And the state finals, no, because we had a warning on both wrestlers here. State finals, no mystery to the Morello family. His brother, state champion several years ago, so.
And I've been passed a note along by my lovely wife that his brother John would love to be here. Oh, we're in a takedown attempt. Is he going to go? Oh, nice counter by Morello. And we got no score. That was the right score. Oh, that was Messina had him dead to the rights, and Morello counted him on the way out. Brother John wanted to be here today, but he placed second yesterday in the Greco-Roman all-service games. I'm sorry, the Army team, and he's wrestling today on the freestyle team, trying to make the freestyle team. Here's this takedown where Morello countered right there. That's where Messina had him and just let him go. That was a great job by Morello, because Morello should have been taken down in that move. Messina takes down, starting the second period with a score being 0-0.
So Mike Messina on the bottom from section 11. He's a junior. He gets a 1-point escape, puts them both back up on their feet.
See more and more of that every year. They'll let them go and wrestle them on the feet. Let them go and wrestle them on the feet. Probably that comes mainly from the freestyle wrestling in the summertime, which is all on the feet. Oh, nice shot by Mike Messina. Nice and deep. Morello's got those real short, stubby, strong legs and fights off it again. I tell you, Morello needs to have a shot here of his own, or he might be called for stalling. But he's keeping his activity level up. That's what's going to help him.
$1:15 to go here in the second period. It is Mike Messina leading this one by a 1-0 count over Bill Morello of Lockport High School. And you're right, Eric. Morello needs to get in on the leg. He's done that.
Oh, a nice ankle pick there. He brought it back in again. I tell you, both of them have nice shots, nice takedowns, and again, both of them had great counters before they wouldn't take him down. I think we're going to have a delay here a second. You can see him, Masuso face, that little cut on the side of his head is starting to bleed a little, side of his face there, starting to bleed a little bit. We're going to have to stop and take care of that. Coming down inside 40 seconds. And score is still 1-0.
30 seconds to go here in the second period. Still 1-0. Mike Messina from Hapegua High School.
This is a nice, good technical match.
And now we've got a warning and a point awarded to Morello. Messina called for stalling.
Mike Messina's in there deep a number of times, and Morello has fought him off real well, and he's made a couple good shots too. Oh, that was close on a takedown because Messina saw the clock go down to 0. That was close. If anything, they might have scored, warned them both maybe, but not one in that situation, I don't think. I know the fan doesn't like it, but that's a close call. We have blood here in favor, and we're gonna have blood time, I think. No, okay.
And right now we have Mike Messina's father, I believe it is, Chris Messina, over talking to our official, Emerson Bauer.
Here's a takedown here at the end. The clock is out.
And we're back to action, and Morello gets away, so he now leads it by a 2-1 score.
This is going to be interesting. The referee's going to have to do something here because of the last call. If Messina starts coming and coming and coming, he's going to hit Morello fast to make it a 2-2 match. Morello in this stage is going to have to keep on going offense, 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 or he's going to be called for stalling.
And now the crowd is clamoring for some form of stalling call against Morello.
Well, I disagree with the crowd yelling there. That's where Messina did a nice ankle pick, and Morello stepped out of it and fell backwards. He had no choice to take a back step to catch his balance, and the referee knew that. That's nice of Morello. Come right across, right into his face, pushed him right backwards to let him know that I don't want to be called for stalling. Shuffle back to the center, and he's attacking again. Messina needs to keep on shooting because he is down by 1. If he can't get the takedown, he has to get the stalling call, and he's allowing Morello to lock him up here at this moment. If Morello shoots here, as soon as he circled around and went out of bounds, the call came. He should have shot him out of bounds instead of circling him out of bounds.
And now we're tied at 2.
Now you're going to see the referee, if he's smart, he will let this match be decided by the wrestlers unless it gets real flagrant.
50 seconds to go.
2-2. You don't want to make a stalling call now. The place will boo you to death unless it's real flagrant, and I don't think it will be. Both of them. Oh, he snapped his elbow just a little bit. Get a little bit of snap there. He's okay. He just needed to get himself going just a second.
And now he goes over to his corner, and his father, Chris Messina, and Jerry Goodfellow over there talking to him about what to do here in the final seconds. So we take a look at that near attempt at an ankle pick, and now he's got the elbow a little loose. We're going to go 47 seconds to go, 41 seconds to go here in the match. We're all tied at 2.
And we're coming down to 30 seconds to go in the match. And the takedown here is going to be the winner. He must have jammed a thumb coming in there. Yeah, he must have jammed a thumb. Yep, he caught his thumb on something.
Wow, he's in pain.
Yeah, that's a stinger right there. It hurts real bad, but he's definitely going to finish this match out, I can tell you that, hurt or not hurt. He probably just caught his thumb a little bit sideways. Which hand is he holding there? The left hand or right hand? Right there, hit his headgear. I couldn't quite see what happened. Yeah, it looked like he hit his headgear back there. Now, sometimes you can catch it in the strap of your headgear, you know, things like that, and just bend it back a little bit, and it really goes. It really hurts. It stings real bad.
And now what you want to have happen with just 28 seconds to go in the state finals, tied up at 2. He's got to be able to shoot in for a takedown. He's got to come up with a takedown. Either he or Messina's were not with just 28 seconds to go. And this is the type of drill you do in practice. To make-believe situations. You're tied at 2, you need a takedown.
There's 30 seconds to go with 28 seconds to go. And really what you're telling your kid is there's 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go because the winner's going to get a takedown. Don't get desperate. Don't shoot in. Don't go crazy there like Messina is. Just relax, set your takedown up, and get after it. Get the job done. If the takedown comes, it comes. Just like that. If it doesn't come, you got 2 minutes to do it. Oh, you shouldn't have looked in, Messina. You looked at that clock, and that could have cost you right there.
It's 4-3.
1 point escape and a takedown. Oh, he's not going to do what his brother did here and win a state champion like his brother did. He's got 6 seconds to go, and I don't think it's going to happen.
And now Mike Messina's over there holding his elbow, and he seems to be in pain himself. Earlier in the match, he had given a little stinger there, and now they're going to check it out. And Mike Morello over there talking to his coach, Pat Seidel, and his dad, I believe. And 6 seconds. Both have been called for stalling here.
Just as long as you stay in that 10-foot circle, he's not going to call him for stalling at all.
So Mike Messina holds on as he points to the crowds in the stand. The big following there from the Messina family. He wins it, the 125-pound weight class. His dad in his corner, they're congratulating and shaking hands. Mike Messina wins it as we take a look at his family and coaches. The winner by a 4-3 count over sophomore Bill Morello of Lockport High School. Let's take a look at that final takedown again, Eric, as Messina did it in the final 28 seconds to come away with that takedown.
Well, I think the activity did it. It was in and out, up and down, in and out. Then he made his shot, and he hasn't basically shot the takedown at all. Well, I guess we're not going to see it.
I guess we're not going to see it. We'll take a break. We'll come back with action at the 130-pound weight class right after this. Welcome back to the Onondaga County War Memorial. We're at action here at the 130-pound weight class as we take a look at Packy Burke from Section 3 taking on Jay Bedell of Section 11. We've had some great matches, some great finishes as we go up to the 130-pound weight class now. Packy Burke, a senior from Cooperstown High School, Section 3, as we had a takedown by Bedell from Hampton Bay High School. He leads it 2-0. He's a senior. The crowd still abuzz after that Messina victory at the 125-pound weight class. As we've had some good bouts here.
Well, Packy Burke's not going to let that takedown discourage him. He's been around the game a lot, too. He's Empire State Games. He won a gold, silver, and bronze. That's 3 different years, so he's been involved in that and a lot. He was last year's runner-up at 119, so he's been to the finals here before.
Our official for this match is Russ Tronalone, and Jack Fioravanti is his assistant. Jay Bedell, he's got a 32-2 record.
I think Packy Burke's in trouble there. No, you let go of that bottom leg. If he would have kept that bottom leg, he would have could put Packy on his back. This reminds me of the the very first weightcast of the night, the 96-pounders, where the Section 4 young man came right out and just dominated. Let's see if he can keep up this pace like the smaller guys did and the younger guys did at 96-pound weight class. That was Joe Walsh of Section 4. Becky keeps on switching and switching. Just 3 times he's tried to switch. It looks like he might make this one. Yes, he's going to make it. Yes, he did. Makes the score 2-2. Oh, in comes the legs. We'll find out what's going to happen now. Oh, he looks. Jay Bedell's in trouble here. When that elbow gets past your ear, you know you're hurting. Even if you don't get any points scored against you, you know you're hurting.
Well, we've got a stalemate there, and they'll
take a second to untie him.
Untangle. 12 seconds to go here in the first period. We're tied at 2. Packy Burke, 40-0 on the season, 191 victories, 16 defeats in his career. He is a senior. He's looking at Binghamton, Ithaca, Syracuse, or the University of Virginia for high schools. And he was the 97 runner-up at the 119-pound weight class, so he's been here before.
Here's a young man that's very busy. He's captain of his soccer team, captain of the baseball team, and he wrestles all winter. That's the end of the first period with a score 2-2.
And it'll be the choice of Jay Bedell.
He defers it to Burke, and Berkey is going to choose down. Pat Burke is going to choose down.
And Russ Trunalone gets them all set to go, and we're underway with the second period.
This looks like the making of a good match.
We're all tied at 2. There's an escape by Burke.
And Burke's right after him, too. Right after him. Oh, good job of rolling out of that. Oh! That wasn't much of a takedown. It was just a run him over.
Jay Bedell said, I'm going to take advantage of the situation. We've got an injury now with Packy Burke.
That's that intensity we had, the intensity of the thing. He got an escape, turned around, and came right back at him where Burke should have got up. And he says, he got the escape, took a half a second of breath, and just went right after him. Hurt his shoulder a little bit in that fall. And if he jammed his elbow down on the mat to jam his shoulder or what. Here it comes where he almost had him there, fell down. He goes, shucks. Then Jay Bedell comes right after him and landed right on his shoulder. That's what he did. Landed right on the point of his shoulder. His adrenaline's going. He started to switch. Then he says, no, I'm hurt here. We better stop.
Bedell just ran him over to pick up the takedown, and we see Packy Burke being attended to by Coach Jim Jordan. And there's Jay Bedell, his coach Mike Fitzgerald, giving him some strategy. Bedell leads it by a 4-3 score.
With 1:27 left in the second period. And here we go. There's that switch again. And I think he's going to make it again. He's got the leg hook. He's up on top. If he gets that one leg free, there, it's going to be 2 right there. That's 2. There we go. Both of these young men want to be a state champ. They're not going to stop. That just put the score in favor of Patty Burke, 5-4.
Well, they called the stalemate there.
He calls a stalemate real quick, doesn't he? Must be he wasn't a leg rider in high school.
No,
the official.
he wasn't.
It's funny how that goes. If you were a leg rider, you can let it go a little longer.
Well, you kind of know where you want to go with it then.
Right. Or maybe a leg rider might have beat him up in high school. He didn't want nothing to do with it.
50 seconds to go here in the second period as Packy Burke of Cooperstown High School leading Jay Bedell of Hampton Bay High School by a 5-4 count.
And I don't think we're done yet. I still think we're going to get some more scoring here before this season is over with.
He's got that leg right in, and he just, with the forearm in the back of the head, applying pressure, 30 seconds.
He needs to start. He needs to start turning them here. He's going to get called for stalling, whether he got called for stalemate. They get going again. 25 seconds to go. Grab riders, and leg riders here.
Well, he's got those legs in. He's got the half and pushing down on the head. It's going to be very tough for Bedell to get out of here in the final 10 seconds. And now we've got a warning on Burke.
I don't think so. He had both legs in, he had a half and the elbow tied up, and I think a few more seconds to go, he would have been turning him.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And his coach.
The coach can't discuss this at all.
Jordan
This is an
talk
opinion
it over,
call.
but
You can't even go over and ask it about it.
as we see in the middle of the mat, the two wrestlers waiting by is, now we have a look at Trunalone talking to Jim Jordan. And he's explaining, Jordan's explaining, my wrestler had a half Nelson and was attempting to turn him over. And
I think he had the right to go over and talk to him. At that moment, unfortunately, as soon as he put the half on, he blew the whistle. If you waited one more second, he might not have blew the whistle. And maybe he wouldn't have put the half on too, but he's called that stalemate after stalemate after stalemate, then he called for stalling that time, the best move he had, so I'm not sure if he did that right or not.
Well, at the end of 2 periods, it is Packy Burke of Cooperstown there leading Jay Bedell of Hampton Bay High School by a 5-4 count. We've got another good one here.
I think Jay Bedell just made the best decision of his life. He chose neutral. He took him down the very first period quite easily on the whistle, and he just rode it out with the legs in, so therefore he had a chance to score.
And Trunalone and his assistant Fioravanti were both discussing. Trunalone looking, I think he's checking to see if he should have called stalling or warning there.
Well, he backed right up. You're absolutely right. The first time it happens, sometimes you leave a B. The second time he gets nailed quick. If
Packy
nothing happens, he's going to get
Burke could come out with 2 points here.
This match is over if he gets 2 points here and gets those legs back in again. Because we already saw that Jay Bedell can't get up with those legs. I think the referee needs to call stalemate here. It's just too long of a time period running off the clock. Clock is running, clock is running, clock is running. He needs to call stalemate.
Well, Bedell still has his arm inside the leg, which is the only reason why the 2 points haven't been awarded. But Burke right now is pretty much in control. And Trunalone looking for help now to his assistant, and he's going to call the 2.
Nothing really changed there in that position other than the fact that Patty Burke went over to the opposite leg where he controlled both legs. When he did that, the official looked at the side official for his opinion, and he said, yes, he felt it was 2, and he went 2 takedown.
So Burke leads it by 7-4 count with 42 seconds to go in the match. Jay Bedell in a heap of trouble on the bottom there. Now we've got the leg split. Not enough for back points. Bedell trying to flurry and get out of this. And he's got Burke in trouble.
He's got Burke in trouble. He's in between those legs. If he can get his head up, he can get back points out of this also at the same time. This is a tough decision by the referee. Does he let the clock run out? Does he stop the match? Stalemate? What does he do here? Oh, Burke got out. Nope, he's right back in it again. He's just locking right in there. I think that should call stalemate here. The match isn't going to end this way.
Bedell may have in trouble if he doesn't run out of time.
No, he scooted right back up on top. That was
Packy Burke holds on.
Hard-fought decision.
He lived the life of a leg wrestler there and hung on for dear life in the final seconds as he defeats Jay Bedell by 7-4 count. Packy Burke, the champion at 130 pounds. We'll be back with more exciting high school wrestling right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back to the Onondaga War Memorial. We're up to the 135-pound weight class. We have Greg Parker of Section 2, Shenandoah High School, taking on Jesse Jansen, and Jansen with a quick takedown there, as we've seen 3 times thus far tonight. He got that in the first 7 seconds. Jesse Jansen of Section 11 right now putting Greg Parker in a heap of trouble right off the bat. No back points have been awarded here, however.
We have found that everyone that shot on the whistle like that has won the match. We'll see if this is kept true here.
And our officials are Bill Duran and John Scheel.
Watch Greg Parker's semifinal. Oh, he's going to get back points against him. Kid's got a nice deep half in there. Jesse Jensen does. Is he going to get back points? I think he will. No, Parker says, I am not going to go. I am not going to go. I don't know how he's staying off his back. Nothing. That was a great job by Greg Parker. Remember that.
Well,
if he wins this match, it's because he didn't give up those 2 points right there.
Jansen all over that neck with the half Nelson.
Right back in the same situation. He changed it this time, went down to the leg, and he still ended up with nothing.
Very interesting, Eric. Greg Parker was the 96 champion at 91 pounds. So he's up to the 135-pound weight class here 2 years later. So he's been in the finals. He is a state champion, but he's up a heap of weight from 2 years ago.
Well, he's a 4-time state champion. I mean, 4-time section champion. We can see on his profile sheet. Empire State Game gold medalist. And I think probably what happened to him last year is he just didn't get used to the weight, and this year he is. He's long and lanky. He has a growth spurt. He got the escape point, makes the score 4-2. And is he gonna get the takedown here? As soon as he holds him in his back, yes, there we go. As soon as we got the back.
There's 2 takedown for Jesse Jansen. And the score is now 6-2 in favor of Jansen, who's really come out like a tiger here. He is a sophomore. He's had 39 pins or technical falls out of his 41-0 record, so he puts them away.
I think what he is, looks like to me like he's a tilt man and a takedown man. He's got 3 takedowns so far and 2 escapes. He's going to let him go, and let's see if he goes true to form. Score now 6-3, and he's going to take him back down and go 8-3. Let's see if he goes true to form here. He's right into the shot, and he's going to take Parker right down to his back. Is he going to get any back points off of this at a takedown? Not quite. Oh, Parker's coming right back with a switch of his own. Yeah, his leg's on the outside. His leg needs to be on the inside there. He could be in trouble with not getting any points here.
Well, because Jansen started off so quickly, wasn't able to get through his whole bio. He was 3rd in 1995 and 1996 here at the States, and he was a champion last year at the 119-pound weight class.
So we have 2 state champions going at it in different weight classes, different years.
And right now we see Jansen over in his corner. He's with Coach Don Jansen. I would guess they're related.
Seems like
and Paul Jędruski. And over in the other corner we have Stan Harper and Rob Weeks, the coach of Greg Parker, as we take a look at Jesse Jansen. So, as we said at the beginning, there are 6 defending state champs in the finals, 7 coming in to the tournament. And we're ready to go now as we take a look at Greg Parker.
Well, as we're finding out, we're going along the profile sheets, there's a lot of state champions in these weight classes. Right here we have 2 of them.
Jansen lets him go. It's now an 8-4 score in his favor. 1:27 to go here in the second period.
Is he going to get back points off this take? Oh, I think that, let's see what, I know there's a blood there because he's got blood all over Jansen's back. Yes, he does, but that was a pinning. That was a pinning situation. I don't know if it would have stopped it quite that quick. Let him get a.
Well, he had the nose plug come out. The blood started coming out of the nose, and
I saw that beforehand. So
we're looking at Joe Rizzo, a veteran,
expert
official
from
Section 6.
He tells us that the offensive guy had the nosebleed, so therefore it stopped. If the defensive man had the nosebleed, did I go for a little longer and then give 2? We're back to wrestling again. 1-point escape for Parker. Makes the score 10-5. So far the score has been takedown, escape, takedown, escape, takedown, escape, and 2 more takedown is 12-5. Greg Parker is a worker though. He hasn't been on top yet. If he gets on top, there's a reversal. Now we can see what Parker's made of on top. I think this is where Parker's going to have to remain if he's going to do any scoring at all, because if he's on the bottom, he's just going to be let go. If he's on the feet, he's going to be taken down. He's going to have to do something from the top here if he's going to score.
47 seconds to go. The score is 12-7 in favor of Jesse Jansen. Shoreham-Wadding High School. He has a career record of 134 wins and 3 losses. He's only a sophomore. He won the states last year, 119.
Oh, Jansen's going to get a reversal here. It looks like if he just clears his leg, there it is, plus back points. That tells me that Parker's basically out of this match. No back points, no back points. Bill Duran says, there, now we got back points. There's the cradles deep too. Went too far, pushed a little bit too hard trying to pin him. Does he have time to pull him back? There's coming into 10 seconds to go in the period. And I'm not sure if he got a 2 or a 3 count there. He got a 2 count many times.
Well, we can certainly see why Jansen has had either pins or technical decisions out of his 41 victories. He's had 39 opponents put away where the matches ended early. And now we'll go in the third period. It is 16-7 in favor of Jesse Jansen.
And he chose neutral back on the feet, which is a great decision. He says, I'm just going to take him back down again. Parker hasn't taken me down at all, so I'm going to take him down one more time. And I bet you before this match is over with, it might be more than one more time. You probably let him go and take him down again, but right now he's got a deep control on the shoulder, so therefore he says, I might get some back points out of this, so I'm going to keep on forcing it. And stalemate in that situation, probably go optional start and let him go.
Jesse Jansen, only a sophomore. This kid's a dynamo. Sophomore with 134 victories. Looking for his second straight New York State championship.
That told us as an 8th grader he was a state champion at 91 pounds. And looks like Jensen is just going to ride him here, and win his national champion. I mean, his state championship quietly and easily. He should let him go here, and when he got up behind him like that, for the referee won't call him for stalling. Yeah, I can see that coming, and that's
warning.
The
Stalling.
coach is telling him, let him go and take him down. I agree with the coach over there. He's going optional start, let him go and take him down. And that way you won't be called for stalling. Finish this match up strong, son.
Well, if you do the math, Jansen took 3rd in the States in 1995 as a 7th grader. He took 3rd as an 8th grader. He was a state champion as a freshman, and now he's looking for another state championship as a sophomore.
And let's see what his record is at the end of his senior year.
He started out at the 91-pound weight class as a 7th grader, took 3rd, so.
He's got 2 more years, and if he wins this match, it gives him 135 victories.
Yes, sir.
That 100 win club is a prestigious club to be in. He's
and
passed that by a long time ago.
Just to look ahead, and certainly there's no guarantee, as we've already seen tonight, but he would have a shot if he wins tonight at that all-elusive 4-time state champion, which I don't believe anyone has ever accomplished in New York State.
I don't think there's been a few 3-timers, but I don't think there's been a 4-timer.
25 seconds to go here. It is Jesse Jansen in control by an 18-7 count over Greg Parker, who's certainly no slouch. And now we have a point awarded to Parker. A stalling call again on Jansen.
So he was definitely stalling, sitting there at 18 seconds to go. That's definitely obvious. That's no problem at all for that. But he scored 18 points. Let the match finish. Let it be. You know, he's awarded 18 points here. He's dominated the whole thing. And you call him for stalling at the end. The other kid isn't going to beat him. See, he didn't even want the points there to take down. He just wants this. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. It becomes a cheap match. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, he kind of looked at the official, and the official said, go ahead, so he finished it off. And he comes away with the 18-9 final score triumph. Jesse Jansen, the New York State champion at the 135-pound weight class. And he did it again, as Frank Sinatra would say, I think. As a sophomore, wins his 2nd New York State championship. We'll be back with more exciting high school wrestling action right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back to the Onondaga War Memorial. It is Bob Koshinski, Erie Knuutila. We're at the 140-pound weight class in New York State High School Wrestling Championships. And we have another defending state champion. There you're looking at Artie Weidler. He is from Section 11 from Patchgo Medford High School. He's 34-0. His opponent, Don Carlo Kloss from Section 5. He was the 97 state champ at 140 pounds.
And I think that's the first one we've had. It's been a state champ at the same weight class. And
Weidler went right after him.
Right after him. But that's the difference from the other matches. You got a state champion saying, you're not going to take me down like the other kids went right away. He says, we're going to be in for a fight here.
Weidler, a senior, he's looking at Hofstra, where his brother is wrestling. He's 34-0, 99-19 in the career. A win in the state finals tonight would give him the even 100 victories. His coach, Craig Koshinski, and Don Carlo Kloss looking at the University of Virginia, Michigan State, or the University of Buffalo. He has 42 wins this season against no defeats. He has a career record of 150 wins and 18 losses. Interesting enough, on his other sports and academic awards, he put down that he scored a 1250 on his SATs.
He wants to let everybody know that he is a Division I prospect. He has passed everything he needs to pass in the clearinghouse. We got a little blood in the forehead here, and we're going to stop for a moment to take care of that little bit of blood.
I think a 1250 would make you eligible for most schools.
I think it would, yes.
Niagara Community College, could you get in Niagara Community College at 1250?
I'm not positive on that, yes.
You could probably add your SAT and my SAT together and not come up with 1250.
You wanted to bring this up, right, Bob? This is called downtime.
Well,
right?
I got in the University of Dayton. I'm not quite sure what that criteria was. Hey, while we're waiting here, we want to remind you, if you're a wrestling fan, you know, the University of Syracuse really up against it. They need to raise $2 million by the year 2000 to keep wrestling viable at that school. And if you're interested, you can send a check or money order to keep Syracuse Wrestling Incorporated at Syracuse University Wrestling Archibald Gym in Syracuse, New York here, or give Brian Smith a call at 315-443-3144. That's a lot for you to remember. Just call the University of Syracuse. They'll hook you up with the wrestling program. They're really up against it. You know, Title IX has really, it has been put into equalize all opportunities for both men and women athletics. Wrestling has really taken a hit because of it.
Taking a blunt of it.
And right now, the wrestling programs have been cut in half across the country at a collegiate level. So University of Syracuse, if you'd like to help them out, give them a call. I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
Here we are back in action. There's 1 minute to go in the first period. The score is 0-0. Tell you, Carlos Claus had a very tough semifinal match. He had to go in overtime to win the match 3-1. It was a great match. I remember watching that match. Can he come out the back here and get a takedown? He might go stalemate here if he doesn't get up real quick here. Yeah, good call. Very good call.
Dan DeSimone is our official. He's being helped out by Greg Stoos.
I've been threatening Greg Stoos all day that I'm going to say bad things about him. Section 6 official. So Greg, be sharp here.
We've got a stalemate with 22 seconds to go. No score yet. Don Carlo Kloss, defending state champ at the weight class, going up against Artie Weidler.
And you can see here again that Don Carlos Kloss was a bronze medalist in the Empire State Games, and Artie Weidler was a gold medalist in the Empire State Games. Again, folks, that summertime wrestling, that freestyle wrestling is going to get you to the state finals almost every time. And
we're at the end of the first period. Yes, you were saying?
I can't believe some of these high school coaches that don't help their kids in the summertime that do that freestyle wrestling. It's freestyle because that's the only wrestle you can do in the summertime. But you see them, let them go, take them down, let them go, take them down. That's that freestyle experience. You can't beat it. It's a whole nother season you gain by wrestling in the summertime. So if you got 4 high school years and 3 summers, you got 7 years of experience. It's not hard to figure out who's going to win.
Don Carlos Kloss on top here to start out the second period.
Wheeler overstepped the leg there on purpose on him. I wonder what he's got planned. I didn't see Wheeler. It's 1 point escape. Now we finally got a score on the scoreboard, and Wheeler's ahead 1-0. As I was saying, I didn't see Artie Wheeler wrestle in the semis. I was watching the Carlos Kloss match. That was a great match in the semis. Very close. Either opponent could have won that match. I think the returning state champion just wanted to do it at that moment a little bit more. He's close to getting a takedown here if he can just get a little bit around him a little bit more. Nice little shuck there. You see spin, spin, spin. The guy was getting set up for that, then he just shucked him down for the 2 takedown. Now it makes the score 2-1 with 45 seconds to go in the second period. In come them's legs again.
Don Carlo Claus, coached by Tony Russo and John Raines. As they watch the wrestler out there on the mat with 27 seconds to go. Crowd somewhat quiet now.
Well, that's what happens. You get a leg rider and it's just sitting in there. Sometimes it just ends it down. They're waiting for the period to end. There's 15 seconds to go. No less than that.
As we come to the final seconds of the second period, we'll go into the third with Don Carlo Claus from Greece Olympia High School leading Artie Weidler of Pachigo Medford by a 2-1 count.
Both coaches are yelling and trying to get their wrestler picked up here to finish this third period strong with a close score of 2-1. Carlos closes on the bottom and Weidler's on top. Makes the score 3-1. We're going to the corner over there, Greg Kelski and Isaac Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy is a great Greco-Roman wrestler. It's Weidler's assistant coach. He's on our USA team for years. He's not a bad guy to have in your corner coaching you.
No, I would say not. 3-1 the score, 1:31 to go in the match. This one has been relatively quiet compared to some of the matches we've had so far tonight.
We've had some exciting bouts, especially the finishes. So let's get down inside of a minute here and see what happens. Maybe we get an exciting finish to this too. Also, Weidler was just pushing too hard there, and Carlos Claus has just stepped over to the side and just kind of gave him a little shove and he was flying out of bounds. He's still on the mat over there, but no, he's on the floor part way. You can see he just pushes too hard right here. When he gets to the edge of the bout, and Carlos Claus says, "Yep, goodbye. I don't want you to push me that hard." And he landed on the mat over there in the edge. Most of the time they're not hurt. They just need to lay there to get their minds back together again. We've seen that in bouts after bout. Trouble is, makes the evening go along real slow.
We'd like to thank the folks from Time Warner Cable here in Syracuse, New York for the use of their facilities, and Bob Jubenville and Mark Ballard from Time Warner for helping us out once again. Been working with Bob Jubenville for the past 6 years. This is my 6th year doing the state finals, and Eric, last year you had to miss a year because you had to go to the Junior College Nationals, but good to have you back.
I'm happy to be back. Next year our Nationals will be a week earlier yet, so there's no problem with not being back next year.
Back to action, 1:16 to go here in the match. Don Carlo Claus, the defending state champ at 140. He's leading Artie Weidler by a 3-1 count.
And we're coming down to a minute left in the contest.
Now we have a call warning stalling on Carlo Claus.
When he has that 2-point lead, that warning for stalling doesn't mean much. But if he gets another warning for stalling and gives up a point, then it means a lot. Because if you get taken down the last second, you lose the match 4-3. So you need to pick up the pace here while you got a chance. Pick it up, don't get called. There was a nice start for the firemen's. Control the arm, just stall the timeout a little bit more, right back in it again, out of bounds. The referee would definitely not call you for stalling.
40 seconds to go in the match. Artie Weidler is going to have to come up with some offense to tie this one up.
I think it's going to be very difficult for him to do that. With Carlos Claus got a nice balance. His hands are inside. He's always got his head down, just pushing in. Gets on the edge of the mat and really picks up his activity on the edge of the mat so that Weidler can't score on him, those cheap takedowns. We have injury time again. Must be he did land on his knee over there the first time pretty hard, because they're going to take another look at his knee. There's 23 seconds to go in the match with Carlos Claus prepared to win his second state title. Never see the coaches over there administering to them. That's the trainer I think they have with them. Yes.
It's like he's comparing the knees to see if there's any swelling as we take another look here.
We'll take a look and see if anything, if it lands on it or twists it or bend it a little bit here. It looks okay to me, other than the fact that maybe he just needs to get his head cleared for the last 20 seconds again. I don't see any injury there. I don't know if you did, Bob.
No, 23 seconds to go here. This is it. If Wheeler's going to do it, he's going to have to get a takedown here, and he's in, but Carlos Claus pushes him away and make it to himself, and he does.
Takedown. You see there his knees were down, but his supporting part, which was his hands, was the controlling part, which is down on the mat, and therefore it's a 2 takedown. 5 seconds to go. The score is 5-1, and a 2-time New York State champion.
Don Carlo Claus of Greece Olympia wins his 2nd straight New York State championship at the 140-pound weight class. Congratulations to our champion from Section 5. We'll be back. More exciting high school wrestling action right here on the Empire Sports Network. We're back here at the Onondaga County War Memorial. We're up to the 145-pound weight class. All set to go. It is Phil Davanzo of Section 4, Vestal High School, taking on John Clark, Section 10 of Canton Potsdam High School. Davanzo 35-2. He is a senior. Clark a junior. He is 36-1. The name Clark is familiar. His brother Mitch Clark, ranked number 1 from Ohio State this year in the NCAA, former state champ.
Davanzo got the first takedown, 2-0.
Phil Davanzo, his coach, Tony Polacare. For you Section 6 viewers, if that name sounds familiar, Tony also coached at Orchard Park High School.
Ex-University of Buffalo wrestler. I wrestled with him in college. 1-point escape for Clark, makes the score 2-1 in favor of Davanzo.
The referee Wayne Carroll, his assistant Bill Stark.
They both have a relatively easy time getting to the finals. Clark had a 14-5 decision where Davanzo, if I'm saying the right, takedown is going to happen there. Not quite, no. Is he going to get this takedown? Boom, right on his shoulder. 2 takedown.
35 seconds to go in the first period. Clark now leads Davanzo by a 3-2 score.
Hope I'm saying that name right, Davanzo. Again, he had a 15-1 decision in the semifinals, so both of them had a relatively easy time to get here.
Potentially dangerous. They'll start them all over. 18 seconds to go, first period. Davanzo looking at Buffalo, Drexel as a couple of his schools. Of course, Clark, not surprisingly enough, as Davanzo gets a 1-point escape to tie it up. Clark looking at Ohio State, Oklahoma, or Lock Haven.
Yeah, probably Ohio State has the inside track there with his brother there, number 1 ranked in the country.
But he's still a junior, so he'll have a year to think it over as we're at the end of the first period. Tied up at 3.
If my memory is correct, Mitch Clark was the state runner-up, I'm going to say 3-4 years ago. At 167, if my memory is correct. He's Section 5 kid. Lost in overtime. As you're looking at that book there, Bob, I know for sure. I can't remember exactly. I think it was 167. Give him Spencerport. His name slips me.
He took second place in 67. He lost to a wrestler from Spencerport.
Sherelle Dissendenner. There we go. I just couldn't remember his name. My trivia is getting better over the years.
We've got a little injury time here as Davanzo being looked upon in the corner there. He is 35-2.
He got poked in the eye. Coach needs to get out of the way for a second. He's rubbing his eye there. I think he got poked in the eye. Or their contact shifts or something or other. I know my heavyweight this year had a great deal of trouble with his contacts. Every single match, contact to fall out, replaced them or something or other. I just told him to leave him out. He says, I can't see. What do you need to see for? You're a wrestler. Just go out there and feel him and go. Ooh, that's close. He almost, Clark almost had a takedown. DiVenzo almost countered him. Out of bounds.
No points.
Nice little high crotch, but he didn't quite get his other arm down there to get it tight. And Clark came right back and counted him. Oh, nice get out of that. That was a nice job by DiVincenzo. Get out of that one. Oh, there's a nice flurry. Toes in. Good job. 2-point takedown.
No points. Well, I agree with that call because he wasn't able to advance up the body. He was still below the knees.
Yeah, as long as the knee doesn't touch the mat, and his toes are still in, or blow him right out of bounds. Here comes it. Right now, they should blow the whistle. Is he inbounds or out of bounds? Stop the match right now. It just went on and on and on and on and on. He's got to call 2 or get out of bounds. His knees are way out of bounds there. He couldn't pull him back in.
Unless he could have pulled him in advance.
It's just too far to pull him back in again.
38 seconds to go, second period. Tied at 3.
Can't let that go so long out of there in that situation. If he was closer in bounds, you let it go a little bit longer.
And I believe you wrestled with Tony Pollacker, the coach of Phil DiVincenzo in college, correct?
Yes, I did. And the other coach on the other side, Neil Riggs, I wrestled with him in high school. So, both of them are old friends, classmates, just different ways.
There's 2 points.
That was a close call, too. But that'll make a coach go crazy there. The last 5 seconds, give up 2 takedowns. That'll make you go crazy.
Take a look at it.
I don't think there was a question here at all on the takedown. And the time was running down, very much time right there. Boom, on his head, on his knees, 2 takedown. No question at all, no question.
So, John Clark leads it by a 5-3 count over Phil DiVincenzo from Vestal High School.
Guess when he got down in the down position, his knee stiffened up on him there. Maybe when he landed on that one knee pad knee, looks real sore for him. And he got down and he decided it was too tight, and so he wanted injury time. There's Clark, who's winning the match. Third period, 2 minutes to go, looking for a state title.
His coach is Neil Riggs, Rob Thomas. He has a record of 36-1. He is also first-team All-Northern soccer player, so an outstanding athlete. As we look over in the other corner from Section 4, Phil DiVincenzo from Vestal High School. He is an academic all-star, also involved in cross-country.
Okay, we're ready to go again. Third period, 2 minutes. Score is 5-3 in favor of Clark. I heard his coach Alan Peterson, and he almost got that. If he just would have rolled, he might have had it. Oh, nice crank there by Clark. Clark knows he can taste the state title. He says, I'm going to keep putting the pressure, keep putting the pressure, keep putting the pressure. All I have to do is just keep putting the pressure. They can't call me for stalling, and I'm going to crank him over one of these times.
Well, they stopped that potentially dangerous because DiVincenzo was able to get up off the mat.
With a half Nelson on, the only way you're going to land is on your head. When you come down, it's going to hurt. That's a good call. Now they both got tired in that flurry.
As we take another look at it, we're back to action. It's 5-3. Clark looking for a state title at the 145-pound weight class.
Inside 120. He needs to prove his position. The way they're calling stalling tonight, he's going to call this right away.
There's a point escape.
Now it comes down. Whoever gets the takedown is going to win. 1 minute to go. Oh, he lost his balance there. Oh, that was close.
DiVincenzo not able to react to that, but
Clark is doing what a couple of other young men did. Just Out of bounds. The feet out of bounds. Once they are out of bounds and they rocked up in the air, they're out of bounds. And they came back down, that didn't make any difference. Once they were up, out of bounds, they're out of bounds. And the feet came back down. We can watch the replay here. Watch Clark's feet. He is out of bounds. In fact, he touched over there, I think, out of bounds. Then he came back in. Looked like to me like his foot even touched out of bounds. But the same thing I was saying, the same thing they were doing, a couple other guys did, right in his face. Won't let DiVincenzo set up anything. He just keeps attacking. Oh, nothing. That was close to being scored either way. That was a great flurry. The crowd's clapping on that one. That was a great flurry.
Yes, sir.
33 seconds to go. Here it goes. He almost had him right here. Could have pinned him, but Clark takes that championship. He says, no, I'm not going to let that happen. Clark just keeps coming, keep pushing, keep shoving, keep pushing. He won't let Phil DiVincenzo set up anything to get that shot to take down. You can't call him for stalling because he's the one that's moving forward and attacking. And DiVincenzo is moving backwards.
Well, I just warned him.
I disagree with that call. He's doing all the activity, all of it. They just warned him because he was winning.
Well, he's going to hold on.
Why.
He won it by a score of 5-4.
Didn't
John
make any
Clark.
difference there, but that was 2 points at the end, but it didn't make any difference.
And he's holding up the numeral 10 on his uniform. The winner, 145 pounds, John Clark, the champion from Canton High School. Congratulations. We'll be back. More wrestling action after this on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back to New York State High School Wrestling Championships. We're at the 152-pound weight class. From Section 8, we have Noel Thompson, Freeport High School, and he's been staring all night at his opponent, C.J. McNaught, from Section 4, Walton High School. And Thompson goes right after him, gets the leg, they'll go out of bounds. During the introductions, it was Thompson staring at McNaught from across the mat. And so he's intense, he's into it.
For his sake, I hope he wins this match because the crowd is going to cheer loudly if he loses. Just the way he was carrying on in the introduction and warming up in the corner.
We're at the 152-pound weight class. Bob Koshinski, Erie Knuutila back for yet another year here at the Onondaga. It is our yearly trek.
Talking about a young man growing, McNaught. We've talked about him before. He's a New York State champion at 91 pounds, but 3 years ago. So 3 years ago at 91 pounds, back in 95, now to 98, it's not much for a young man to grow. Is he going to get this takedown? Thompson pops his head out. It's going to be 2. There it is. 2-0 in favor of Noel Thompson. 1 minute to go in the period.
Noel is a senior at Freeport High School. He's looking at Hofstra, Old Dominion, Buffalo, Syracuse, and Boston University. He won a gold at the Empire State Games freestyle.
Mentioned that freestyle word again. Same thing with McNaught. He's an Empire State Game gold medal winner. It doesn't say what style it was, freestyle or Greco, but that summertime wrestling, you just can't measure without it.
McNaught also with a 93 average over 4 years in high school. He's a linebacker on the football team. Both outstanding young men as we get to the final 25 seconds of the first period. It is Noel Thompson leading this one by a 2-0 count in the first period. They go out of bounds. Our official, Mark Jones, and he's being assisted by Gene Tracy.
I think this one promises to be a great match. I just have that feeling the way things are going. McNaught, 152-13. That's a lot of victories. You can see why he was a state champion a number of years ago. He didn't list what happened to him the last couple years, though. Here, I don't know if he made it or not made it to the state tournament or whatever, but he's back again and he's in the finals again. Where, on the other hand, Thompson was 4th in 97 here at the state tournament, and he has the lead right now, 2-0, going into the second period. McNaught won the toss. He deferred to Thompson. Thompson chose down. And he's just taking a couple minutes with his knee pad, keeping his head together, going to get himself set. I think he come out there a little bit too hard. He wants to get a couple extra breathers in before he gets set. He's taking too much time. way too much time. McNaught got right down and got right after him, but Thompson got right out. Makes the score 3-0 in favor of Thompson.
McNaught favored the leg after Thompson got away. I wouldn't be surprised at some point during this match. C.J. McNaught is going to have to stop. Looks like he twisted the knee just a bit. And you can see him kind of shaking it off.
Kind of kicking as he's going along. Yeah.
Thompson in on the leg.
He is quick. He is quick and he is strong.
It's another 2 points. That's 1 point escape for McNaught. C.J. McNaught, his coaches, Rick Armstrong and Mark Lamoureux. Noel Thompson there from Section 8. Joe Chetty, his head coach from Freeport High School.
Thompson got to the finals with a superior decision, 12-0. McNaught had to fight himself even harder to get there. He had a hard-fought decision of 9-7 over Josh Everett of Section 5.
And McNaught was just warned for stalling. Just a warning. Next one will be a point.
I think that's the first takedown that McNaught has had an opportunity to shoot, because Thompson's been doing all the activity. McNaught's going to have to pick this up a little bit if he's going to be able to make this match go his way. He's got to increase the activity. Thompson's almost shooting at will.
Another 2 points.
And taking him down almost at will. Score is now 7-1 with coming up with 40 seconds left in the second period. Looks like the man who stared McNaught down is going to prove his stare strong this day. A lot of time left, though.
7-1's the score. 22 seconds to go here in the second period.
Yeah, he did land kind of hard there. It looked like he was, he's just grabbing that knee, Bob. You're right. He landed kind of hard right there in that little flurry when he was almost out. That's what the injury time is for, to make sure you have time to make sure he's not overly hurt, has time to recover a little bit. Injury time's only 2 minutes. You can't lay there forever, so it's not very long, especially if you get injured more than once. So you have to get up and get back to the middle as soon as you can, just in case you need more time. They were looking at Noel Thompson there for a second. Now we're back to C.J. McNaught. Looks like he's almost ready to go. And here he goes back to the center.
So the score is 7-1 in favor of Noel Thompson, senior from Freeport High School, leading C.J. McNaught from Walton High School, Section 4. Section 4 has wrapped up the team scoring.
Wrapped it up and it's all sealed and delivered. I don't understand there why Thompson let him go. There was only 16 seconds to go in the period. Now there's 9 seconds to go in the period. It's like giving a point away. You should have wrote him out for that 16 seconds. So that was a false start. That was a false start. He jumped too quick. And the referee should have blew the whistle and called the caution. He jumped too quick. He was never set. He went the whole way. You know, the referee's going to have to step in each time now and make sure it's controlled.
So we'll start the third period. It is Thompson up by a 7-2 score. McNaught will be down, Thompson up.
And I'm not saying what Thompson did there was wrong. I'm just saying he got away with it. That's all I'm saying.
Anticipated the whistle.
There you go. Oh, nice little lift. Almost had back points there. Almost. That was close. Needs to let go of that ankle. There he goes. And I think he's riding on top a little bit too long here. He needs to let him go and take him back down again. You don't want to get called for stalling here. You're dominating the mat. We're going to start back over. I think we're going to see a stalling call here on Thompson real soon if he doesn't pick the activity up.
They have not hesitated to call stalling in these finals, have they?
Not today at all. And they've been consistent all the way through the whole finals here with calling that stalling quick. 1:25 left in the match. There's a stalling call. You can see it was going to come. They said he should have let him go. He's dominated him on the feet. Just let him go and take him back down. You won't be called for stalling that way. I'm not saying that giving up a stalling call is bad, but you might as well do your activity on the feet where you're really good with it. You definitely don't want to give one up here. Now he escapes and gets a cheapie out of you on the feet in the last few seconds. It makes it 2-2 call or 2-5 call. You can lose. He's got the ankle wrapped up. He's got the cross face in. I think he's going to get called again here real quick. He's going to get called. Nope. The crowd's starting to get on him a little bit.
And his coach, Joe Chetty, is pointing on his head saying, you know, use your head here, because he's up by 5 points with 53 seconds to go. And as you said, you don't want to give up a stalling point. And then if you give up 2 or 1, you could be in position to
maybe tie it up or score and win the match.
There's one escape.
This is where he's strong. Thompson needs to pick it up and get one more takedown. He's best when he's shooting. He needs to pick it up. He needs to get a takedown. The coaches are yelling at him to get the takedown.
30 seconds.
.23 seconds to go.
McNaught really hasn't raised the tempo either here,
no.
You know, and he's the one who's down.
I don't think he can catch him very easily. That's where he's tough when he's shooting. I think he ought to shoot the whole day. Just keep shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. He's tough there. He's superior there. Just let it be. He's going to stall it out. Now McNaught had the activity at the end he should have had in the beginning.
That's going to do it. Noel Thompson, the winner by 7-3 count over C.J. McNaught. He wins the 152-pound championship here at the state championships. We'll be back after this on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back to wrestling action here at the New York State High School Wrestling Championships in Syracuse, New York. Bob Koshinski with Erie Knuutila. We're up to the 160-pound weight class. We have Carl Fraunhofer from Section 2, Salem Washington High School, taking on, I gotta love this name, Gary Cooper from South Jefferson High School, Section 3. Cooper, a 3-time freestyle state champion, took 3rd in 1997 at the States, and Carl Fraunhofer took 4th in 95, 2nd in 96, and he was the champion at the 145-pound weight class in 1997. So here's one of our defending champions we've been talking about, Section 2, and he's got quite a worthy opponent in Gary Cooper. This should be a good one.
42-0 and 38-0. One of them is going to have one after the name for the evening's over with. Fraunhofer's in the Russian 2-on-1 there. Nope, he got out of it. Okay. And there again, you can see where Gary Cooper is a 3-time freestyle state champion, is on a national team, goes out the Midwest, and Fraunhofer, he got hit in the head there. I think he should stop it right because he was holding his head the whole time. I think that's the right call. He got hit before the takedown came down. Fraunhofer's a 3-time gold medalist in the Empire State Games, and also 3 times in the Greco-Roman. He's Greco-Roman All-American. Maybe we can see what happened here in the head shot, where he got hit in the head. Boom. I think what happened, boom, right there he caught it. On the way down, they hit heads on the way down. Looks like he caught the bridge of his nose, maybe. Yes, he did. I can see it now looking at it live. He caught the bridge of his nose on the way down with his head. And there was the injury. I thought that was the right call. He got hit on the way down for the takedown. If he got hit on the way up, then he should let the activity go on and get the 2-point takedown. That was the right call. That was a good job.
John Scheel is our official, and Dave Warren is his assistant. 1:15 to go here in the first. No score. Fraunhofer has already signed with Pittsburgh University. And Cooper looking at Buffalo and Hofstra. We've heard those schools mentioned earlier. Coach Jim Beekner at the University of Buffalo really bringing that program on. And a number of these state finalists have put the University of Buffalo down as a school that they're considering. So
They're on the verge of greatness. The coaching staff there, Jim Buechner and Sean Gibbs, are just making that program turn around completely. They're doing an outstanding job.
And now we've got a warning on Cooper.
We can see that coming because Fraunhofer just keeps on coming and coming and coming and coming. And Cooper's having trouble getting settled in to get his shot going, where Fraunhofer's just dominating right here. You see Cooper made a half a shot there. That's a little frustration. That's what happened to him. Oh, nice little fireman's out of bounds though, but that might pick him up a little bit. Got in there a little deep. Yeah, it happened out of bounds, but that happens.
Well, sure make Fraunhofer think.
And he just stepped out of bounds right there. Yep, if that was one more foot in, he could have got a takedown off of there. That was a nice fireman's carry. I'm not sure if Fraunhofer relaxed a little bit or just a great job, but either way, it looked nice right there on the edge. And we're coming down the close of the period, 5 seconds to go. Looks like we're going to have a 0-0 score going to the third period. When you think about it, that's the way it should be, with a 38-0 and 42-0 records coming into this match.
You know, I was talking about schools that these athletes are interested in. University at Buffalo, and Jim Buechner's certainly doing a fine job. But Syracuse loss with their program going down and trying to resurrect it has been, I think, Buffalo's gain as a emerging Division I program in the state. If Syracuse had a viable Division I program right now, some of these athletes would be considering them, and we've yet to really see them on these sheets, other than once or twice possibly, as we have a takedown by Fraunhofer.
Makes the score 2-1. That analogy could be exactly true. I think they've lost their scholarship money until they get things back, their fundraising and so on. They do have target dates they have to reach. Until that's happened by the year 2000, they'll have a program or they won't have a program.
Right.
That's why us in the wrestling community, we can't allow another program to be dropped. Just too many of them gone by the wayside.
1:24 to go here in this match. It is Carl Fraunhofer leading Gary Cooper by a 2-0 count. Both these wrestlers seniors. Fraunhofer.
That was a nice job by Cooper there. Just kind of shook him off a little bit and almost got to reverse him. But Fraunhofer just right back at him again. I tell you, the score is close. The score is 2-2. Fraunhofer's going to get this takedown or not. The score is close. There's 2. Takedown makes it 4-2. Fraunhofer's really dominating this match so far. It's not over yet, but he's dominating it so far with the score being 4-2. It doesn't look like he's dominating that much, but Cooper is just totally flustered. He just can't get settled into a pattern. You know, he needs to get the escape here to make it go 4-3 by the period. There again, he's afraid to. If he gets the escape, Fraunhofer might take him back down again.
.30 seconds to go here, second period. Now we've got a warning on Fraunhofer for stalling.
And, well, they've been consistent with that the whole time. You know, and again, he had the gable on the wrist, and the other arm is just running him down, but he's not moving his legs any. He's not trying to show the referee that he really is trying to put him on his back.
Fraunhofer coached by Mike Poplaski and Frank Fraunhofer. Cooper being coached by Pat Connors and John Arcaro.
Thought he was going to soup him there for a second. He's back in that same position he was when he got called for stalling. Right now he needs to move himself a little bit. He just needs to let the referee know that he's trying to get back points. He's just running them down, running them down, running them down. If this was the next period, he would have been warned for stalling again, I think.
So we go into the third period. It is Carl Fraunhofer from Salem, Washington High School, leading Gary Cooper from South Jefferson High by a 4-2 count.
2 minutes to go. I know Cooper's been letting people go all year long because he's dominating them, taking them back down again. But that might be the wrong decision to let Fraunhofer go, because Fraunhofer's been taking you down today, son.
And they go out of bounds. I'll tell you, Fraunhofer with an impressive career record of 193 wins and just 16 losses. Cooper, no slouch. He has 158 career wins and 38 losses. There's another 2.
Another 2-point takedown.
Fraunhofer, coming into this tournament, had pinned 36 of 38 opponents. That's impressive.
That's outstanding, outstanding.
7-3 is the score.
And the difference here is 3 takedowns and an escape and 3 escapes for Cooper. Right there showed his domination, how much he just took him and threw him out of bounds. He's just dominating this match. That's why he's the returning state champion.
There's also three gold medals in the Empire State Games and 3-time Greco-Roman All-American.
Right, 3 times he's on a New York State team, and those weight charts out there at the Nationals, they have 130 people in them. To finish in the top 8, you are doing an accomplishment, never mind 3 times on the Greco team.
40 seconds to go. Cooper's going to have to make something happen if he's going to get back in this one. Fraunhofer in control so far.
Unless, there goes the stalemate, but unless Fraunhofer shuts it down, which I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to shut it down. Some people do that. They see they're ahead by 4 points. They shut it down. They kind of relax. And the other guy gets a takedown and gets back in the game again, that little cheap tilt. Then he's in trouble. I don't think Fraunhofer is going to let that happen. I think he's going to still keep coming and coming and coming. Like right there, he almost spun around to get a takedown off of Cooper's takedown. Back in his stance. Looking him right straight in the eye to know where it was. Warning for stalling, gave up 1 point, but he don't care. As long as he keeps chugging, coming. Yep. He threw the desperation one out of bounds, which means absolutely nothing because it was out of bounds.
2 seconds left. Not much Gary Cooper can do at this point. The crowd's starting to cheer for Carl Fraunhofer, who's going to win his 2nd straight New York State Championship. He is the winner at the 160-pound weight class. The senior from Salem, Washington High School, Carl Fraunhofer. He's the champ at 160. We'll be back. More action. We'll have the 171-pound weight class right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. Well, we're back here at action at the Onondaga War Memorial. We're at the 171-pound weight class. Another defending state champ. This one, Dan Perry from New Hartford High School, Section 3, taking on Joe Downey from Norwich High School. Joe Downey last year placed 3rd in this weight class. Perry won the weight class, so they did not meet in the finals. Could have met earlier in the competition. They're meeting right now in the state championship finals at 171.
I think this is going to be an outstanding match. I watched both of them in the semifinals getting here. I think both of them are ready, and it's going to be really outstanding.
They had different styles from what I saw in the semifinals. Downey riding on top with the legs and whatnot. Perry, a very physical, very strong wrestler.
Right, you don't want to let Downey get on top of you when he's got the lead. You're going to be in trouble. Exactly. So I think Perry's object here is to make sure that he gets this takedown so that Downey can't get the takedown, for he won't get on top. Oh, nice high crotch, and just missed that. Remember last year, Downey, for those of you in Section 6, Perry was a state champion and beat Josh States, who was a freshman at Buffalo, who was off today trying to qualify the Division I tournament. He made the team as a freshman. My lovely wife passed along that trivia information to me again.
Tell you, Downey is not intimidated by Perry whatsoever. 50 seconds to go in the first period. We've got some blood now coming from Downey. I like what Dan Perry wrote down here under college prospects. He has lots of offers. We'll do campus visits.
Going to wait till the season's over with and see what he comes up with. And if he wins 2-time state champ, then he's going to start talking to people. I like his other sports, though. Full-time wrestler.
I was told he picked up the black eyes last week at the qualifiers. Very physical. Apparently leads with the head.
Well, I tell you, I tell my athletes the same thing. If you don't have black eyes during the year, you're not using that 5th limb. You're not using your arms and your feet, your arms and your legs, and that head is a very important part of your arsenal to make sure it's in the way when somebody's shooting. It's holding people down with your chin. It's going to get hit. It's going to get banged up. And if it doesn't get hit and banged up, you're not going to be on the winner podium very often.
Well, when I wrestled, I knew I had a career in television, so I was very careful with my face. maybe not careful
You want
enough.
me, you want me to respond? You want me to
I
respond?
set myself
to
up
that
for
one?
that, didn't I?
I'll give you a break.
10 seconds to go, first period.
Even Joe Rizzo's laughing at that one. You can't believe I let that one go, right, Joe?
Yeah, well. And we'll come to the end of the first period. No score. We've got a tight one. Dan Perry, defending state champ at the 171-pound weight class from New Hartford High School, 38-0, taking on Joe Downey from Norwich High School. He's 35-0.
Norwich, a small school over in Section 4, and New Hartford's the suburbs of Utica.
Our official for this match, Greg Stews, and Russ Trenelone is his mat assistant. And they're cleaning up the blood on the mat again. And this is a precautionary method in this day and age of the HIV virus. Not going to take any chances with any blood out there on the mat.
And they're ready to go here. Perry wins the decision. He defers to Downey. Downey's going to choose down. You have to choose down in that situation. The score is 0-0. If you don't choose down, it goes 0-0 second period, and Perry gets down and gets out, you lose the match 1-0. You have to choose down. Caution on Downey. You get 2 cautions before the third half. With the third one, you have to give up a point. You get 2 freebies. So why not jump and see if you can catch that whistle just right, like we saw a couple matches ago. He knows what the game of the game is. He's got to get out. He's got to get out. Oh, here comes the leg from Perry. See if Downey can handle his legs. I tell you, he's cranking on his head there pretty hard, though.
1:42 to go in the second period. No score. Tight, tough match, much as we thought it would be.
He's got that leg in again, cranking on that head again. Now this time Downey decided to go out of bounds instead of standing up.
Now I saw Perry wrestle in the semifinals. Defeated a very tough individual from Section 2, very physical match. And I must be honest, did not see him throw the legs in at all in that match.
You know, just sometimes it dictates who your opponent
Right.
is. You know, what kind of style that he has, you know, type of thing. Maybe he was unable to. You know, the score there in the semis was 7-3, and Downey won by a score of 12-8. So both of them are very competitive matches. Here you got those legs in again, pushing that head down again, and as soon as the hand comes up, it becomes potentially dangerous in high school, and you stop the match. College, it continues. The referee feels if it's dangerous or not, then he'll blow the whistle. If not, the match will continue when he stands. Downey just can't get out here on Perry. He is fighting and fighting. I think he's going to shoot it down through and cradle him. He's got to prove that position. He's going to get called for stalling there.
Back down to the mat.
Coming up on 50 seconds. I'll tell you, if Downey doesn't get out, it's going to be a... You could call Downey for stalling for standing up every time. Because he's deliberately standing up to stop the action, so therefore you can call him for stalling. I bet you if he stands up again, you're going to see a stalling call on Downey for standing up and stopping the action. A lot of movement going on there before the whistle. This is different than our other match. See, he stands up again. Right.
You called it.
That is the correct call. The fans don't like it, but that is the correct call. What's happening is Perry is putting the legs in, and Downey is standing up to stop the action. Usually I don't like stalling calls very much, but there it is. He's trying to turn him. Perry's standing up. That's the 4th or 5th time that he has stood up to stop the action. That is stalling on Downey. That's the right call.
A lot of stoppage in action here. 15 seconds to go.
Downey's getting flustered now. He needs to keep his head together. It's going to be interesting here. If Perry rides him out, the 0-0 score, Perry's going to choose down. It's going to be an interesting outcome to this match.
Perry's been riding very tough on top. And there they go out of bounds.
I know referee Stews is in a situation. You can see it on his face. He's trying to decide what to do here. That was the correct call on Downey here. I don't know if he would be able to call Perry before this period ends. I think Perry's working hard on top. I think he's trying to tilt him a little bit. I think he's trying to do it very hard. Now it's Perry's choice. Perry's got to choose down. I didn't see if he chose yet. He's got to go down. Nope, now we're going to have a blood time. Gives him time to think about it a while. That was close right there. If he would have kept turning his arm over, I think he would have got back points. But you can see the look on Downey's face there. He is flustered. He doesn't know what to do. He was not used to being held down for 2 minutes.
Well, Dan Perry, senior at New Hartford High School, very strong, very physical wrestler. Very tough on top. Able to hold on with that tight waist.
We just saw that. In the semifinals, Downey rode with legs to see if he can get the legs in. Where Perry didn't and did, so see if Downey did and see if he can.
We haven't had overtime yet tonight.
No, that's true, we haven't. This is going to be a big move right here, the first couple bursts.
Forget about riding him out.
Yep, forget about that. Compared to our other matches where it's been a takedown thing, you let him go in the whistle and take him down. You know, Perry's definitely in control here, especially if you keep going, keep going, keep going. There's the match, folks. If he rode him out for 2 minutes, he should be able to ride him out for 1 minute and 38 seconds. Right back to the legs, right back to the crank. You see if Downey is going to stand up again to get out of this. He needs to do something else on the way up. Perry needs to do something here also. There you go. He did something. He pulled his arm out so he wouldn't be able to do it. This is close. I tell you, that could have been very painful if the referee left that one go very much longer.
He stopped it, potentially dangerous. 1:12 to go in the match. Dan Perry leads this one by a 3-0 count. He is 1 minute and 12 seconds away from a second straight state championship at this weight class. Well, Downey gets out.
Where was he the second period? But he was trying hard there. He just, once Perry got the legs in, Downey was in trouble. 1 minute to go in the match. Scores 3-1 in favor of Perry. Perry knows he's wrestled before. He just keeps on coming and coming and coming. We said that before. That's a sign of a champion. Just keeps coming and coming. Won't let the opponent have time to set himself to shoot a takedown. That's the key. That's why you keep coming. If you don't, you stand back and you bounce and breathe and just ride it out. And opponent has the time to set up his shot to take you down.
Well, just 35 seconds to go. Joe Downey from Norwich High School needs 2 points to tie this up.
I don't know. I don't like that shot. That was a little bit too far away. That was more of a dive. You don't need to do that when you're winning the match. We're probably going to have another blood time here. I just seen the nose plug come out of his nose. But I don't see nothing yet, so the match is going to continue.
Now I got a warning on Perry, but no points. Final seconds.
There you go. That was a good call. He wasn't quite out yet, but it blew because the clock was going to run down to 0, so let him get back to the middle.
Well, if Joe Downey has a takedown he can pull off in 5 seconds, he's going to have to pull it out of his bag of tricks.
He's going to have to pull it out right now. And I don't know, why didn't he have that activity in the first 30 seconds of the match?
Dan Perry wins his second straight state championship at the 171-pound weight class with a 3-1 decision over Joe Downey. We'll be back. More exciting action. New York State High School Wrestling Championships right here on the Empire Sports Network. We're back here at the Onondaga County War Memorial. We're at the 189-pound weight class. New York State Wrestling Championships with Bob Koshinski, Erie Knuutila. From Section 4, we have Chad Scott from Walton High School. He's taking on David Rihul of Section 11's Huntington High School. David, 35-0. He's already been accepted at Ithaca and Cornell, still looking at Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, and Duke. Obviously has some academics.
This is interesting. This is a second young man from Walton High School. We had two young men from Ithaca High School in the finals. The two twins are obviously from the same high school. We've had a lot of double high school guys in the state finals this year.
Chad is 33-1 this year as a junior. He's 68-9 overall. He's also a linebacker on his football team at Walton. As we get up to the 189-pound weight class, you can see the body types begin to change.
A little longer, a little lankier. Out of bounds, about 1 minute left in the period, yes. David Rahul beat last year's state champion in Stein in the semifinals. That was a great, outstanding match. I know Stein wanted to be a two-time state champion, and Stein come back and finished third. Score was 8-6. That was a great match, great match. There's one 5-point move in there that really set the tempo for the whole thing.
Our referee is Jack Fiervanti with Bill Duran assisting.
And I think the officiating has been outstanding for the whole weekend that I have seen.
Very few, what I would say, controversial calls. I don't think anybody has lost here over the 2 days because of a decision made by an official.
I'm sure there's a few coaches that think that way, but that's the way coaches feel. There's a lot of questionable calls. They can go 50-50. You might agree or disagree with it. You know, I'm quite vocal in my opinion sometimes, but I think that they can, there's no blatant calls whatsoever that I saw. I thought they did an outstanding job. Just hope we can get through these next three weight classes and have a good night here. This is the end of the first period, and the time is up now. The score is 0-0. Hey. Chad Scott won the toss. He deferred. David Rahul is going to choose down.
Still no score at this 189-pound match as we're closing up the evening here at the Onondaga County War Memorial, which has been the site for the state championships for all but one of the, they've been here for some 30-odd years. In the early 60s, they were on Long Island. They went at Niagara University one year in 1967, I believe, and since then they've been here.
Yeah, they moved around a lot in the beginning. They were at Ithaca College one year. I remember in 65 they were. They moved around. They were Rochester one year. And then they got a permanent site here in Syracuse, which is in the middle of the state basically. And it's good for everyone. That way you don't have to travel from Long Island all the way to Buffalo or Buffalo all the way to Long Island and so on. So it's good that it's been, here we go. We got a takedown.
2-point takedown, or 2-point reversal by Chad Scott.
That's right, because Joe's down, right. And that's our first score of the match. And out of bounds they go.
This is the 30th year for the championships here at the Onondaga County War Memorial. 30th year.
Yeah.
1 year was at the On Center across the street.
That's when they were redoing this one. They were refinishing it somehow. I can't remember exactly what they were doing. That was bad over there. And I'm glad we didn't have it anymore over there. That
Not
was
set up really for wrestling or any kind of athletic. One point escape there by David Rihul. So it's a 2-1 score here. Chad Scott leading. I'll tell you what.
No, the other way around. The Huntington young man
you're
is,
right. You're right.
Winning the match. There's another shot in there by Rahul. I hope we're saying his last name right. Rehole, I think it is.
So they have it on the pronunciation chart for us.
Yeah. Good thing they wrote it down that way. We're being troubled. I thought when they had, there's a takedown. Yes, 2-point takedown. Score now is 4-1 in favor of David Rahul. I thought it was a misprint there. I thought it was David. That's a name I've never seen before, David. It's interesting.
19 seconds to go here in the second period.
Chad Scott got to the finals with a 14-0 win in the semifinals. He had a relatively easy road that way to get here, where Rahul had a hard fight, like I said, with Dan Stein, the returning state champion, and which he won 8-6. And he's winning this match right now 4-1. You can see he's quite tired. He's put everything he had to this in the semis and in the finals. And he's winning. He's getting the reward here at the moment, 4-1.
Well, he was holding on for dear life there as Chad Scott all but got the point. So it's 4-1 in the third.
That was a big point not to give up, because it escaped now would have made it 4-3. The other token is 4-2. So if you make a mistake, he takes you down. The score is tied instead of you losing. That was a big point he hung on there at the end of the period. The young man across from us here has the wrong score. He's got 4-1. We know it's 4-2 though. Now the scoreboard reads 4-2.
1:30 to go here in the match. Rahul in on the leg, looking for another takedown.
That was nice. He was. I think Chad Scott thought he was going to go out of bounds with that, and David Rahul just pulled him right in.
6-2 now the score.
And he's not riding him at all because he is tired because he's worked so hard.
Now it's 6-3.
Gets a little breather on the feet, but you know, Chad Scott knew he was in trouble, so he shot right away. He says, I got to get after him right now or I'm going to lose this match. 1 minute to go in the match. And I think we're probably going to get another takedown here, or at least 1 point fleeing the mat.
They go out of bounds.
Yep, 1 point fleeing the mat. Yep. You could see that coming. He was leaning too hard.
Jack Fioravanti, our official. 42 seconds to go in this one. 7-3 the score. David Rahul leading Chad Scott.
That was a tired shot there that Scott just made. He knows he has to work, and he just made a shot in there, and now he's got himself in a little bit of trouble. And Rahul is not interested in taking him down since he's got his lead here by 4 points. That was a good one. Gonna call that stalemate, bring them both back up again in 18 seconds and finish this match. You see that Scott there is real tired. Both of them have battled at it pretty hard. Even though the score's been funny here. There we go, another takedown. What I mean by funny, it's just been a takedown and escape, and that's all it's been. It hasn't been really that dominant by either one of them, except in the takedown category by Rahul. There we go at the end of the match. We have a 9-3 decision.
9-3, that's the score for David Rahul from Huntington High School. He is the 189-pound champion. We'll be back, more exciting action from the New York State High School Wrestling Championships right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. We're back here at the Onondaga War Memorial. Bob Koshinski, Erie Knuutila. We're at the 215-pound weight class from Section 2. Josh E2 from Queensbury High School. He's taking on Brad Darrow of Section 3, Ilion High School. Josh E2, we saw him in the semifinals, pinned his opponent in the first period. He is a cadet world champ in Greco-Roman, cadet national champ in freestyle and Greco, all-state in football as a guard. Brad is 34-3 on the year, 91-6 overall. I'm told he moved up in weight, was a 189-pound wrestler for part of the season.
He looks like he's smaller here. Looks like there's definitely a size disadvantage here between the two opponents. But if you can move up and still make it to the state finals, more blessings to you. And he's going to get a takedown here, it looks like. Nope, he lost it, and he got headlocked.
Wow, this is what E2 did in the semis.
This match is going to be over, I think, folks. The big guy is going to dominate the small man right here. He pinned the guy in the semis in 52 seconds. Is he going to beat that time, or are we going to get out of this?
As I said, he's a Greco-Roman junior champ, so he's used to the freestyle as the headlock, the upper body. 103, there's a pin.
And 58 seconds.
Dave Warren, the official, slaps the mat. 58-second pin for Josh Itu from Queensbury High School. He is the 1998 215-pound champion. Congratulations. We'll be back. More high school wrestling, our final match of the night, right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. Welcome back, Onondaga War Memorial. We're at the 275-pound weight class from Section 2. Bob Hafler from Niskayuna High School. He's taking on Dan Vickerell from Section 8, Beth Page High School. This is the final match of the night, the big boys. Hafler took second at the 97 Empire State Games. 3.0 grade point average, also plays on the football team. Vickerell, three-time All-County. He's an honor roll student. Center on his football team, the Nassau County champs.
And the big boys have arrived here. Hefner is a tall young man.
Dan Vickerell had a pretty tough semifinal bout on his uniform, and the uniform got torn in several spots. He's come up with a new one for the finals.
I remember that now, yes. Yeah, it looks like he has a brand new one on. That one got beat up pretty good, you know. Hole in his shorts. He's ripped a part of his singlet on top. He had to put gym shorts on him on the bottom.
If I had to guess, they took the uniform from the 215-pounder.
Yes. Yeah. Looks like it's a little tight on him.
The official, Gene Tracy, is assistant Emerson Bauer. 46 seconds to go in the first period. A night of champions here at the Onondaga County War Memorial.
Hefner's in on a single leg takedown and working to the edge. Is he going to step out? No, he's going to pull him back in. Good job. Excellent job. That's a lightweight move. Heavyweight's not supposed to do it like that. He's supposed to grab, lean, and fall. That was a great job pulling them back in. 31 seconds to go here in the first period. Score is 2-0 in favor of Hafler. I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly.
Just one pin on the evening thus far. That was at the 215-pound weight class. We just saw moments ago Josh Itu, the only fall of the evening. The 30th year that the New York State High School Wrestling Championships have been held here in Syracuse. I'd say the Onondaga War Memorial, they've got this down pat. Reed Hawk puts it together every year. I wish I could say the same for the Hotel Syracuse across the street, which that's always an adventure, checking in at that place.
Every room was full. It's a big weekend for them.
Well, this year they had not only the wrestlers, but they had state band competition and an Irish dancing convention. A stranger mix of clientele you've never seen, Eric.
The evening must have been something here.
Of course, they overbooked the facility, so some people were in some trouble. But we're here. We're having a great time. We're in the final match of the night, second period. Bob Hafler of Niskayuna High School, 34-0, 83-20 career record. He's leading right now, Dan Vickerell, by a 2-0 count.
And again, I'll say it for the last time. You know, he was a silver medalist in the Empire State Games. Hafler was. Every young man in this tournament was in some type of freestyle wrestling in the summertime. I'm not too certain about that call. He took him right back down to his back there. That was a nice inside trip. If he would have got a little bit deeper, he might have got back points off of it. Vicarelli just basically hasn't got his head off the mat here the whole match. And they call Heffler for stalling. There, his head's right back down again. I think Heffler's working hard. He's jumping from one side to the other, pulling his arms up and down. Now he just needs to use that arm. He's got a bar in. He's got a gable on the wrist. He's going to take a big step and run him over in this match. Oh, he's set up.
Whoa.
Vicarelli says, I am not going to get pinned in the state finals. It looked like I was getting ready to say this match is over.
Well, no points have been awarded at all. I thought he had at least an escape there.
I agree with the no points, but I think if the period ends right now, they should go 1 point escape. He was definitely loss of control. I know we had a question about that in the wrestlebacks that way. See, that's why you don't give the points, because if you give one escape, then it's 2 takedown right away. You wait. There's no riding time involved here in high school like there is in college.
8 seconds to go in the second. Gene Tracy stops the bout so that Heffler can fix his headgear.
Coming down the last 8 seconds of the second period, the score is 2-1 in favor of Heffler.
275 pounds, this is as high as you can go in high school wrestling.
College also, and freestyle now. All of them have changed. New York State's changed from 250 up to 275. College has been 275 for a number of years. Oh, he's trying to get a cheap call there. You know, he tried to drop down and get his hands locked. And the Olympics freestyle weights have dropped from 286 down to 275. So everything now is 275.
Gone are the days, the unlimited weight
Yes.
class for wrestlers well over 300 pounds could compete.
Chris Taylor was 444 pounds. There's 1 point escape for Heffler. Now his score is 3-1. Now Vicarelli needs to get a takedown here. The match is going to be over right here because I think that Heffler's going to get this takedown. He's been in this position 2 or 3 times and he's controlled it every time like he did this time. Yes, now the score is 5-1. The only difference of the score is going to be, I think, is the referee might call somebody for stalling. Got his arm up the back. He's got to let that arm, there we go. Now it's out of the back and now he can, both men are at equal pace here. Heffler's coach is Joe Bina in the corner is getting real nervous over there. He knows he can feel the state champ coming. Getting real nervous. There's a good shot of Vicarelli. Vicarel, I think it's Vicarel.
According to the pronunciation chart written in front of us, Vicarel. Hope we're pronouncing that right, Dan. From Bethpage High School, his coach Ron Apatelli and Ben Resnick. Bob Heffler, his coach Joe Bina. He's in control here. He's got a little over a minute to go. He's up by 4, 5-1 count.
Now we're down to inside the minute. That's where he needs to improve himself a little bit right there. The referee could call you stalling when you have the gable on the wrist and the other arm's just running them down.
You know, I remember years here at the States where they would start out with this weight class because there was a feeling that sometimes these fellows, by the time they got to wrestle, the stands had kind of cleared out. But they don't do that any longer. There were a couple years where they unlimited weight. The call here, Eric.
He's not doing very much on top. I can understand that, but the young man on the bottom is not doing very much either. You know, I can't see how you can, call one without calling the other. Score is now 5-2 with 36 seconds to go. The match still is not in doubt. Even if he gets an escape here, Vicarel gets an escape, I think Heffler taking right back down again. He's dominating him on the feet. A reversal here is no problem. That won't hurt him a bit either. There, he knew that.
Well, it's 5-4. But if he lets him go and takes him down, we've got a tie score.
But now he won't take him down though. That's where Heffler's superior. 2-point takedown, that makes the score 8-4. 5 seconds to go and the match is over with.
So that's going to do it.
The difference in the match is superior on the feet.
Bob Heffler from Niskayuna High School is the New York State 1998 champion of the 275-pound weight class. We'll be back for closing comments and the most valuable wrestler right after these messages on the Empire Sports Network. Weight place finishers. And now we have just been told that the most outstanding wrestler for the 1998 New York State High School Wrestling Championships is Josh Etu of Queensbury High School. He was the state champion of the 215-pound weight class and the only gentleman to pick up a fall this evening.
Well, all three of his matches were by fall. There was 121 in the first match, a 52-second pin in the semifinals, and a 58-second pin in the finals. Very deserving.
Josh Etu, the cadet world champion at Greco-Roman, also a national champion freestyle. He is a very outstanding wrestler, a very happy young man this evening as he comes away with the most outstanding wrestler award. I know that Dan Perry, the two-time state champ now from New Hartford High School, Section 3, picked up quite a few votes for the outstanding wrestler category. He is going to be a true champion wherever he goes on to college. He is at a lot of schools. Take a look at him. And I was impressed by Jesse Jansen, the sophomore from Shoreham-Wadding High School, Section 11. He came away with his second state title, and he's placed every year since 7th grade. So he's already a two-time state champ as a sophomore. I tell you what, if he can put one away as a junior and a senior, he'll have that very elusive, and I don't think anybody's ever been a 4-time New York State champion. So Jansen impressed me.
I think it's the sophomore, the reason why he didn't get his other votes he might have got, because he has 2 more chances at it. He had 39 pins and technical falls out of 41 matches coming in, and you can see why. He was a takedown artist, and when he did take down, he got back points off a couple of them, and the score was outstanding, 18-7, I think, if I remember correctly. Back there. That was a good choice also. There was a number of good choices, a number of two-time champions too.
So it's been a night of champions here at the Onondaga County War Memorial. We'd like to thank once again our friends from Time Warner Cable for their facilities this evening, and of course Bob Jubinville, who always makes himself and the crew available to us here at the Empire Sports Network. That's going to do it for our crew here from the Empire Sports Network and for my color analyst, Erie Knuutila. It's been a pleasure once again. We'll see you next year at the 1999 New York State High School Wrestling Championships. Until then, have yourselves a good night and a much better tomorrow.